We've reached the finale of our Ford CIF Southern Section Championship coverage here at the Diamond San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino, playing host to the D1 title game between Murrieta Mesa and Harvard Westlake here on Fox Sports Prep Zone. Hi, everybody, and welcome down to the Diamond alongside my broadcast partner, former Florida State Seminole Chris Ricks. I'm Sam Farber. It is a pleasure and a privilege to have you with us here once again on Fox Sports Prep Zone. Chris, this game's got every storyline you could imagine for a movie about high school athletics. You got a public school versus a private school, traditional power versus a newcomer. Take your pick. This game's got it all.
Oh, Sam, old Lion versus young Lion. You know all of the baseball tradition at Harvard Westlake. Murrieta Mesa just opened the school in '09. Hasn't won league, let alone been in the playoffs, yet they find themselves in the championship game for the toughest division in all of Southern California. So a great job by both of these staffs. It helps when you have some great players pitching, hitting as well. I believe it's going to be a full 7-inning ball game.
For Murrieta Mesa, Coach Wade definitely likes to feed into those storylines. He's a big guy on the mental aspects of the game and suited his team well all the way to the final.
Well, absolutely. And when you have talent like that, you know you're going to have talent on the other side. So I love Coach Wade's approach, how he talks about even mind over matter and what's going on between the ears. And as we saw, Sam, in the Division II championship game, there's going to be adversity. The game's going to change. It's not going to be the same for 7 innings. So how do these high school players, again, not professionals, some of them may look like it, but how do these high school players deal with that adversity and the success for an entire ballgame? The team that does that the best will win the Division I championship.
And in terms of brain power, hard to find too many teams smarter than Harvard Westlake. They got a handful of guys going to the Ivy League next year and certainly some talent on the diamond as well.
Yeah, Jake Suttleson is one of them. 11 home runs this year. Whether it's your tough league, the division, or just high school baseball in general, that's tough to do. And some of the ballparks they're playing in, some of the pitching, more importantly, that they're going against, Suttleson expecting to have a big day behind the plate and maybe even put one out of this minor league ballpark.
We had a chance to catch up with both coaches prior to today's game. Let's start with Coach Wade of Murrieta Mesa with our own Chris Ricks.
Thanks, Sam. Here with Murrieta Mesa head coach Bryn Wade. Coach, congratulations for making it to the title game. But I've got to ask you, I mean, last year you don't win league, you don't even go to the playoffs, yet this year you find yourself in the championship game for the toughest division in all of Southern California. Really, how have your staff and your players been able to get to this point?
We focused at the beginning of last year on winning the last game of the season. It didn't happen for us, but it's always been our focus. We talk about Team 7 versus Team 6, Team 8 versus Team 7. Team 6 has nothing to do with Team 7. This is Team 7 here. It's been our goals for 2 years to get to this point. I think it's just that focus. I mean, we prepared for it in practice to play in this game, and we're in the game. So we've been here probably 1,000 times this year. So.
Well, someone else who's been in positions like this, Harvard Westlake, you know the tradition there, what they've done over the years. You know you've scouted them, you've watched them film on them, you've talked to fellow coaches. What do you expect today from the Wolverines against your squad?
Oh, nothing less than a gladiator opponent. I mean, their head coach has been here too as a player. You know, they are who we want to play. We want to play the best. We want to compete against the best, and right now they've proven that they are the best. So what we're going to do is play our game, and you know, we don't expect something, you know, that is something less than the best. Their competition is what we've trained for, what we prepared for.
Coach, you're a couple hours away from a potential Division I championship. What's on your wish list for your boys to accomplish and execute to come away with the title?
Play the game as hard as you can, have as much fun as you can. Obviously a victory. Just go get it. Don't play scared.
Coach, all the best. My partner Sam Farber was also able to catch up with Coach Halpert from Harvard Westlake.
Thank you very much, Chris. Jared Halpert of Harvard Westlake with us now. And Coach, this team has been in this position before in championship games. What is the mood and the mindset of your squad as they look to take home the title here tonight?
Yeah, the same thing it's been all year. We're going to come out here and play hard for 7 innings, and hopefully we end on the right side of the scoreboard today.
One of your players we highlighted during the week, Jake Suttleson, very smart kid going to Harvard, also a big bat, 11 home runs this year. What is your expectation of him tonight?
You know what? Kid's real smart. Obviously, we try to use our tools. Intelligence is one of them. He's a big thinker, and you know, I think Jake's going to come out here and do what he's done all season, which is going to help us win some way.
We talked about Murrieta Mesa as well during the week, and you mentioned now they've got this feel of a team of destiny, but you believe strongly that your squad's got some of those aspects as well. What is the X factor that you feel will help your team over the hump today?
just the mindset that it's another baseball game. We're going to go get after it.
Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Just a moment, we'll have starting lineups in the first pitch here from San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino on Fox Sports Prep Zone. And that moment is right here, right now, here on a beautiful evening for baseball at San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino. It's the home to the Angels farm team, but today it's the home to future stars of college, and maybe as well. But for these kids, Harvard, Westlake, and Murrieta Mesa ready to do battle in the Ford CIF Southern Section D1 Championship game. Sam Farber, Chris Ricks with you up here in the booth. Harvard, Westlake will be taking the diamond first defensively. And before we get into starting lineups, Chris, your final thoughts on the keys factor? Actually, we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's get into the starting lineup. Murrieta Mesa will be leading things off. As you mentioned before in your conversation with Coach Wade, this is uncharted territory for this team. They do have some stars, they do have some next-level players, but certainly not as many as other teams that we have seen here today. That said, they play some of the best team baseball in Southern California. Their leadoff man is Justin Randall, a real speedster. He's committed to play at Columbia College of Missouri. Their best next-level talent is hitting in the number 6 position. That is Andy Thomas. He's a catcher, and he is committed to go to Baylor. And really, the bottom third of the lineup, a lot of talent. Kevin Palm, Zach Philos, both those players are next-level talents.
Well, absolutely, Sam. I mean, and you look through top of the lineup down for both of these teams. A lot of talent, just like we saw in the Division II game. You're going to have some D1 guys. You're going to have Ivy Leaguers. You're going to have some guys drafted. And we can't not talk about just the incredible feat I think that Coach Bryn Wade and his staff have done for Murrieta Mesa, let alone their players. I mean, last year, not only did they not win league, they were last place in league. This is their first season in the playoffs, and they find themselves in the championship game in arguably the toughest division in all of the CIF Southern Section. Yet, the team appears cool, calm, and collected. And after interviewing Coach Wade before the game, I could see where they get it from. It starts at the top, and this is a team, maybe it's a season of destiny with what they've done up to this point as the Harvard Westlake Wolverines take the field.
Harvard Westlake certainly a skilled squad as well. Let's get a look at their defense for this one. The outfielders left to right, a lot of talent there in Kaplan, Suttleson, and Giacomazzi. Double play duo is Julian Garrod and John Thomas at second and short. Nate Kimmel has the hot corner third base, Casey Slattery at first, and Matt Thomas behind the plate. He will be doing the catching tonight for Harvard Westlake. And on the mound, maybe the smartest pitcher still going in high school baseball today. Certainly would be given a run for anyone else's money on that one. It's Cameron Deere. He's committed to Brown out there in Rhode Island, and he has been outstanding throughout the year. Pitches in a very difficult division, so the numbers might not look as strong as some other pitchers we have seen today, but make no mistake about it, this guy can play. He is 5-3 on the season, 3.87 earned run average, 28 strikeouts in 38 innings pitched. Cameron Deere will have the ball here for his final game, his final go-around as a Harvard Westlake Wolverine.
Yeah, and I really like what I've seen from Deere. Nice slider, changeup, has a fast pitch coming with the fastball, 82 between 85. They've seen him up to 88 miles an hour as well. And as you mentioned, attending Brown University. So a very impressive young man.
He is ready to go. There you see the seats filling in. And Murrieta obviously down towards that Temecula area, just down Highway 15. So a little bit shorter drive, in theory. Traffic being what it is to get out here.
Yeah, maybe not quite a home game like we had for Redlands East Valley in the Division II championship game, but definitely a shorter drive than Harvard Westlake. But the Wolverines, good little crowd out here, a few thousand people here at San Manuel Stadium for the CIF Southern Section Division I championship. Beautiful night for baseball, Sam.
Certainly is. We are ready to bring this one to you. Justin Randall, an all-around threat, will be leading things off here for Murrieta Mesa. Again, he is committed to Columbia College of Missouri, and he will lead off, stepping into the left-handed hitter's batter's box, hitting .387 on the season with 3 home runs. We are ready to go. First pitch of the D1 title game is a fastball just off the outside corner. Ball one. We are underway here from San Bernardino. Deere rocks and fires, and it's a soft liner into center field for a base hit. First batter up comes through with a single for Murrieta Mesa.
Nice job by Justin Randall starting things off the right way for Mesa. Rocking that number 42. Little Jackie Jr. out there starting it off the way they want.
Don't get to wear that number too many levels above this one.
Watch your head. I'm going to coach the team, if you don't mind.
Deere missed the first pitch in the strike, the first batter in Randall. It's going to be huge for him to start off ahead of the count tonight.
That's all I need, man. Thank you.
Brad Prebe will be up next. First to throw over to first. Randall, very fleet of foot. He is active, 17 stolen bases in 25 tries this season. So he personally is attempting almost a stolen base per contest. Prebe squaring around a bunt. Kimmel crashing in from third. A throw to first, close play, but back in time is Randall. Murrieta Mesa loves to run. They steal on average 3 bases per game and have 6 players with double-digit steals on the season.
Something else they like to do, Sam, is bunt the baseball.
Prebe shows bunt, pulls it back. I'm digging the get-up here for Prebe. He is very old school. The baggy pants. He's got those stirrup socks shown off. He looks like he's trying out for the movie 42.
And how about the rest of the squad? Nice little charcoal gray unis.
Throw to first, back again is Randall.
Yeah, we see Prebe shown bunt a few times and expect that a lot tonight from Mesa. This is a bunting team. They've done it a lot this season. They take a lot of pride in it as well. Drag, bunt, pushes, suicides as well.
Slash play, and he fouls it back into the seats. Count goes to 1-1.
You know, Sam, I asked Coach Wade, where does that come from, the big bunting mentality? And really, he said the background came really from his dad. His dad was a 6th-round draft pick, and all he did is bunt his freshman year, did his father. Then he became a power hitter. But you'll even see some of the players do it on their own tonight, not even getting the instruction from the coaching staff.
And we saw in the D2 game as well, you want to put pressure on defenses. Here's a throw to first, close play. Randall just does get back in time. It looked like he slipped on his first step heading back towards the bat.
Yeah. Very close, Randall getting back to first base. I would expect his lead now, Sam, to be a little bit tighter. Seeing Deere and that quick trigger on the mound.
The delivery, it's bunted, popped up in the air down the first base line and caught on foul ground. So that is strike 2 on the board against Prebe and takes the bunt away from him. And maybe ups the ante for a Randall stolen base attempt.
Sam Farber, I know this is your former home field, calling a lot of games for the 66ers. And beautiful scoreboard out there here at San Manuel Stadium.
It was the biggest at the time on the western half of the U.S. for minor league stadiums.
Really? For the 66ers. Was it HD back then? That's a question, because it looks HD now.
As long as I wasn't on it, it was in HD. Throw to first, Randall back again. Spirited crowd on hand here at San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino, watching the D1 title game. Murrieta Mesa and Harvard Westlake. We're just underway in the top of the first. Randall aboard, the 1-2 to Prebe, low and outside, well blocked by Matt Thomas.
We mentioned Murrieta Mesa, what they've done to get here. How about Harvard Westlake beating the number one team in CIF, number 2 team in the state in Jay Serra to arrive at the championship game.
Ball hit in the air, left field side. Kimmel in foul ground, giving it a look, but it is into the seats. And still 2 strikes on the board against Prebe. Count is 2-2.
And talking with Coach Halpert during the week, their mindset for the Wolverines, really high expectations. They've been through some adversity, yet they're relaxed. They're excited for this game, and that'll happen when you beat a number 1 team like Jay Serra. It's really, hey, maybe you're playing with house money and we're in the big title game, let's just let it ride.
No score, top of the first, a 2-2 count here against Brad Prebe, 344 hitter on the season. Throw back to first, Randall back again. Chris, you played in a lot of big games. What was the difference in terms of your mentality when you stepped in to a larger atmosphere? This is certainly not Dodger Stadium or Angel Stadium, but it is a professional stadium, a much bigger place than these kids are used to playing in. And as I say that, they put the hit and run on. Ball gets past the right fielder, Giacomazzi, and Randall's got a long way to run. He's around third, heading for home, and he will score. It is a single and an error, and Mesa's on the board, 1-0.
Sam, it was a really nice job by Bradley Prebe, taking that outside pitch, going the opposite way, putting it right between first and second. And then you have just an unforced error outside. You've got the right fielder looking at the runner in Randall as he rounded second. Just took his eye off the ball, and that's where it got by him. Randall takes advantage. Third base coach waving him home around third, and with his wheels, he gets home easily for the score. Mesa first on the board.
Brings up Kevin Palm now. Palm, a .311 hitter on the season. 1 home run, 25 runs batted in. First pitch to him is a strike. So some early nerves maybe from Harvard Westlake. Out of the Mission League, 11-7 in league play, but 14-1 against all other opponents.
Yeah, how about that? 3rd place in league.
Play back at second. Throw is in time, and they have picked off Prebe. And the first out of the inning is on the board.
And I've got to give credit to the third base coach for Mesa, kind of putting a hand on his chest, looking at the dugout to Coach Wade, saying, "That's on me." So an error there in the run game for the Rams.
We'll see if that also calms down Deere here. Brown commit with the 1-0, and he missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
All right. Come, babe.
Line drive, base hit into left field. Kevin Palm with a single, and so far Mesa is 3 for 3 were it not for the base running mistake. Be no out and maybe 2 runs already on the board, Chris.
Yeah, and a nice job by Kevin Palm being patient on that pitch and then just driving it right to left field. The Rams definitely took advantage of their pregame batting practice. They showed up to hit the baseball tonight.
And an early meeting on the mound. Coach Halpert out to talk things over with Cameron Deere. He is going to be pitching in some big games in the Ivy League next year and in the years to come, headed to Brown, but showing maybe a little bit of nerves here on this big stage, or maybe Murrieta Mesa is just putting good swings on him. Deere, fastball, slider, changeup, throws in the low to mid 80s. Also is one of the best hitters in the Mission League. That's why you'll see him at the plate and perhaps even have a bigger impact there than he could have on the mound.
Yeah, possibly.
And that's not to diminish his mound stuff. That's just saying how good a hitter he is.
That's what we call balance. That's an impact player. Coach Halpert making that trip to the mound. I asked him, what's it been like, Coach, your first year as a head coach and you've gotten to this point? And he said, it's been fun. Players are relaxed. They knew they weren't going to win league, and he told them, guys, let's just go get this thing. Let's go win this championship.
Austin Salcido, the batter, and he reaches outside of the strike zone and fouls the first pitch away.
That's great seeing some of the youngsters still chasing after those foul balls. He's excited to catch that one up on the hill on the third base side. Not, like you said, maybe a Dodger or an Angel game, but this is a minor league ballpark, and anytime you catch a foul ball, it's exciting.
Nice job.
Middle infield for Harvard Westlake at double play depth. Third baseman Kimmel playing in. The 0-1 way outside, and it's 1-1.
Salcido showing bunt.
To quote Bob Uecker on a above average temperature, Jay, just a bit outside.
That was good. You've been practicing that, Sam Farber.
We're down to our shirt sleeves, or at least the crew is. 1 ball and 1 strike. And they'll check it first. Close play, but back again is Palm. Got to be impressed with the pickoff throws here by Deere. Quite honestly, those have been the best throws he's had today.
Yeah, he's quick on it, and he was peeking out of the back of his eye. Saw Kevin Palm leaning a little bit and almost got him that time.
Ground ball sharply hit to first, knocked down by Slattery, and he'll take it to first base, get the out there. Advancing to second is Kevin Palm, and there's 2 gone here in the top of the first inning. 3 unassisted for you scoring at home. That'll bring up Hunter Woodruff.
It's a nice job by Casey Slattery. Keep his eye on that ball, keep it in front of him, knock it down. Wasn't able to get the double play, and you want to get that lead runner at second. But if you can't get that, you want to get at least one nonetheless, able to step on first, bring up 2 outs right now for the Rams.
Woodruff hitting .337 on the season.
Go, Kim.
A little high fastball from Deere, looking like in the mid-80s. He's got a good arm and good control with his 3 pitches.
Hanging breaking ball hit to deep left field. Yard should hold it. Can Kaplan get there at the warning track? He'll reel it in. Crashes up against the boards, but the side is retired. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 costly error, and 1 man left on the bases. It will be an earned run thanks to the successive singles afterwards. And at the end of the half an inning, it is 1-0 in favor of Murrieta. Harvard Westlake coming up to the plate next, and we'll get a look at their starting lineup for this one as announced by head coach Halpert, who was the assistant for the 2013 championship team for Harvard Westlake. Here's his starting lineup, and he leads off with Paul Giacomazzi. Giacomazzi going to Rhodes College. Then Jake Suttleson, the big bopper in the lineup with 11 home runs on the season. He is committed to Harvard and one of the best power hitters in high school baseball so far this season. Another guy to watch is John Thomas. He's hitting third, a commit for USC. Leo Kaplan batting 5th. He is committed to Northwestern. Might see a trend here. A whole lot of talented players who will be going to play at the next level all across the country.
Yeah, it's like we saw from South Hills in the D2 title game. They have a lot of D1 talent, sending guys to the next level. Same thing for Harvard Westlake. This is a team back in 2013, won a CIF championship, a national championship, and it's a big reason. It's just a talent they bring through that program, a hotbed for baseball talent. You combine that with high-quality coaching, and that's why you've been able to see a lot of the success that the Wolverines have had over the years.
There's the defense for Murrieta Mesa. Mackin, Salcedo, and Randall left to right on the outfield. Woodruff at first, Kyle Palm, at second. Brad Priebe is the shortstop. Zach Filos at third, and Andy Thomas is the catcher. And on the mound, it's Tony Carrion. Carrion with a record of 3-1 on the year, 1.21 ERA. 38 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings pitched, a very impressive ratio indeed, and opponents are batting just $194 against him. While he is the starter, this is certainly a committee game for Murrieta Mesa. Coach Wade says someone gets in trouble, they know the next guy is ready, and already Mesa has a man warming up in the bullpen before they throw the first pitch.
Well, we've talked about, and it's been well documented, how Murrieta Mesa will utilize their entire pitching staff to win games. They used 4 pitchers on Tuesday versus West Ranch. We may see that or more for the Division I championship.
First pitch to Giacomazzi is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. 1-0 the score. Murrieta Mesa leading. Pitch missed outside, 1-1. Giacomazzi hitting .282 on the season. Fastball missed inside.
Wow, right on that inside quarter. Thought he might have gotten the call on that. And I asked Coach Wade, where does this approach come from as far as using all these pitchers? You know, a lot of people, Sam, would think, you know, let a guy work through it, give the guy his innings. But me, as a hitter and a former player at Bishop Amat and Santa Margarita in the Division I baseball ranks, I don't want to see a guy that's fresh. You know, you want a pitcher that's maybe worn out, getting a little mentally fatigued. You see a new guy every inning fresh coming out of the pen, you know, that's not welcoming as a hitter when you know he's bringing some of his best stuff. So, like the approach from Coach Wade, and obviously it's worked this season, getting from where they were last year now to the Division I title game.
Leadoff walk issued to Paul Giacomazzi, and that brings up Jake Suttleson. 11 home runs on the season, a .430 hitter, 35 RBIs. You have double-digit home runs in high school. Yep. You're in about 1 a week. First pitch, he swings and hits it to deep right center field. Salcedo, long run, it's over his head. That'll bounce up against the board. Giacomazzi around third. He's heading for home. He'll score easily, sliding in safely at third with a triple to Suttleson. We're tied at 1.
Sam, we talked about Jake in the open, and I mentioned that there's a chance he might put one out of this minor league ballpark. And I think if he pulls this ball, he does. This ball goes oppo right between the center fielder and right fielder. One hops the wall off the Hatfield Buick GMC sign. I'm telling you, if he got all that and really was able to turn on, that ball's out of this ballpark.
So even at 1, no one out here in the bottom of the first, and John Thomas is the batter. He will take a strike, and it's 0-1. Thomas committed to USC.
Coach.
He will take high. Count is 1-1. The power from Jake Suttleson. Center field, straightaway center is 410 feet.
Yeah.
That is a poke. 1-1. In for a strike, 1-2.
I wouldn't be an asshole again. That was you guys.
I mean, where Harvard Westlake's campus is in Studio City, you put 400 feet of anything between home plate and a wall, that's a waste of valuable real estate.
Absolutely.
1-2, high fastball, he turns on it, cranks it out to right. Randall's back at the track, falls down, and he has made the catch. Great play by Randall in right, tagging from third is Suttleson, and he will score on an RBI sac fly. It's 2-1, Harvard Westlake.
I'm wondering if Suttleson left early at all from third base. I mentioned the tag. Let's take another look. Randall, great job retreating back to the wall. Falling back on the track. Looks like Suttleson did wait. You call that a sacrifice fly or not, but nonetheless does the job. Brings in another run for the Wolverines.
Thomas's 24th run batted into the year. Harvard Westlake leading now 2-1. Cameron Deere, the pitcher, up at the plate, and he will take a strike. It's 0-1. Deere hitting .253, couple of home runs this year. This pitch is outside. You sense a theme just from looking at the stat lines of these players. Murrieta Mesa is speed and putting pressure on defenses. Harvard Westlake is power.
Yeah.
1-1 is low and away, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you're talking Jake Suttleson, Josh Thomas, 2 hitters for Harvard Westlake, hitting over 400.
Line drive, base hit to right. Cameron Deere with a single. Second hit of the contest here for Harvard Westlake, and they've hit 3 balls extremely hard already here in this first inning against the starter, Tony Carrion. Throws in the mid-80s. Does have 4 pitches. Coach Wade called him a stuff kid. And Coach Wade is out early. And he'll have a conversation. Coach Wade and Mesa wearing the charcoal gray uniforms today. Harvard Westlake in the red tops with the white pants. And Coach Wade has taken the baseball away from Tony Carrion. So he goes a third of an inning and will be pulled early from this one. They will go to the bullpen. And Murrieta Mesa is going to bring in Nate Stalinovich. He will be next on the mound. And nice to see the crowd here from Murrieta Mesa giving Carrion a good round of applause. He's just a sophomore. He will be back in big games again, although certainly nothing is guaranteed at this level. But he'll have other days. But you always like to see, especially at the high school level, fans supportive and cognizant of the fact that these are teenagers. They're not adults. They're not paid to play. It's a big spotlight, and they're going out there doing the best they can. They deserve that applause.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. And you feel for Tony there. You know it's a championship game, and he's out there fighting, battling. But this isn't, you know, a last place team in league or a middle of the pack team they're playing. You know, this is Harvard Westlake. These guys can hit. They know it's a championship game as well. They know what's on the line. But yeah, you notice that as a player walking off of that body language. You never want to come out of the game as a competitor. You want to battle out of that as a pitcher. But Coach Wade making the call. And again, not surprisingly, with all the pitchers they generally use in the game, I think we'll see at least 4, Sam, if not more pitchers in this ball game. Coach Wade will do whatever he needs to do with that pitching battery to win this ball game.
And nothing against Carrion, but I think if you were betting on one arm that was most capable of going a full 7 innings, I think it would be Nate Stalinovich. 7-3 on the year, a 1.24 earned run average. He has struck out 52 batters and 56 in the third, and he is an innings eater and a projectable arm. The big left-hander at 6'6" will step in. His first assignment is Leo Kaplan. And the first pitch swung on and fouled to the right. It's 0-1.
Now you ready?
Kaplan committed to Northwestern, hitting .267 on the year with 3 home runs and 25 RBI.
Let's go, Coach.
Sam Stalinovich is the cousin of Melissa Silvera, whose husband is the coach for my son Luke's baseball team. So they're here in support. You can actually see behind home plate, the top of the screen in the red shirt. That's Coach Alex, and right next is Melissa, Nate Stalinovich's cousin. She's already filming and very proud of her her little cousin, I guess you could say, at 6'6".
That is a close family connection you got there, Chris.
They're very proud and out here to support him, and probably in a little bit sooner than they thought he'd be.
Here's a throw to first. Go through that family tree again for you. That is your second cousin's brother-in-laws.
All right, I'll reverse it. My son Luke's coach for the White Sox is Coach Alex. His wife Melissa is the cousin of Nate.
Fly ball to shallow center field. Austin Salcedo is in, and he'll make the catch.
So Coach Alex's wife and Nate are cousins.
I got it.
There
now.
You go.
All right.
I got to simplify it, you know.
Now I know how they ended up with such great seats.
There you go. Up on home plate.
2 down here at San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino. Here's Lauren Frank coming up next after the fly out for Leo Kaplan.
And a nice job by Stalinovich early on with his control. Keep it in the box. He got that first pitch over for a strike.
First pitch missed away, ball 1.
Little Randy Johnson-esque there on the mound.
Including the hair.
Including the number 2. Wasn't Randy 51?
I think you're right.
Wait, it is Randy Johnson, reincarnated. Well, actually, he's still alive.
Didn't know he had the eligibility. Goes with a breaking ball, and he hits the outside corner. I should say a changeup on that one.
Randy Johnson's still alive, right? I don't know about the bird. The bird
The
hit,
bird did not make it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Randy Johnson can throw the temperature here today. 1-1 is low and outside. Made that low and inside, sorry. 2-1. Temperatures were in the triple digits earlier today out here in San Bernardino. It's cooling off now. Sun setting, lights are taking effect.
A beautiful night. I think our partners, Fred Salas and Tony Moskal, are a little jealous of the weather we've had in the later games, especially this one. But I'm sure they're home in the air conditioning by now.
Enjoying
relaxing,
it now.
watching the D1 title game.
And we're glad to have all of you doing the same. 2-1 popped up on the diamond. Home run in a silo, should be a can of corn here. Woodruff, the first baseman, will make the catch, and the side is retired. 2-run score, though, on 2 hits. No errors, 1 man left on. Lead flip-flopping twice already. Murrieta Mesa will come back to the plate for the top of the second, trailing Harvard Westlake by a score of 2-1. This is the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I Championship game on Fox Sports West Prep Zone. Sam Farber and Chris Ricks here with you. And Chris, an inning in the books. Let's get your keys to today's game.
Well, really, for me, it starts with Harvard Westlake. You know, the biggest thing for them, I think they have to have solid defense. You know, we've already seen an error early on in this ball game, keeping the ball in front of them, minimizing the damage from a talented team like Murrieta Mesa. For the Rams, it's really their bunting game. You know, we know it's well documented how much they try to execute that. It's huge for Coach Wade's game plan. Expect them to do more of that in this baseball game. Can they lay it down in the right places? Whether it's down first, whether it's down third, not putting it right back to the pitcher and executing those situations. Whether it's a drag bunt, whether they're pushing something one way or a suicide bunt. Whatever you've got to do to advance the runners and bring those runners in to score in the championship game, I really think that's going to be a big factor and paramount for the Rams to execute their bunt game.
Two to one the score after an inning's work. And just a beautiful night. So you take a look at the mountain backdrop. Fans have made their way to behind the nets and behind home plate as we watch Cameron Deere continue his warm-ups. 5-3 record, but again, this team in the Mission League, they face some very, very strong competition, and really in some leagues in Southern California, Trinity League, Mission League, you can look at some schools like Huntington Beach and Edison that are going head-to-head all the time. If you make it out of that league, you are a contender. And other leagues, you really need to be like a Murrieta Mesa. You have to be a winner to really plant yourself in there in the conversation.
Yeah, you mentioned Huntington Beach. I mean, what an interesting year. And that's a thing we'll get in single elimination in baseball, Sam. It can be tricky. I mean, you have Huntington Beach beating Mater Dei, one of the top-ranked teams, and then Harvard Westlake upsetting, they wouldn't call it an upset, but most people in the baseball landscape would, upsetting J. Sarah, the #1 team in CIF, #2 team in the state. That's a tough thing where you don't have these tournaments or like a World Series. You know, one game, you don't win, you're done. Like what I've seen from Cameron Deere so far, you know, starting pitchers, they need those 3 pitchers. Need those 3 pitches. Fastball, changeup, cutter, slider. You know, for Deere, it's the slider, the changeup, and the fastball. We'll see some relief guys later. They can get away with 2, but I really like the 3 pitches so far that I've seen from Deere.
6, 7, 8 due up in the order. Here's Andrew Thomas, and he will take a strike. It's 0-1. Thomas is going to Baylor next year and is going to be the most accomplished alumni very shortly for this Mesa baseball program.
And thankfully he's playing baseball, so hopefully he shouldn't be affected too by much what's going on with the football program.
Absolutely. The coach that recruited him was originally at Pepperdine.
Yeah.
And he must have one heck of a recruiting pitch, because let me tell you.
To go from Pepperdine.
Yeah, to leave Malibu for anywhere.
Where is it, Waco?
Yeah. I mean, unless it's Honolulu, you're going to have a hard time beating Malibu. Pitch in the dirt, they'll appeal to 30 to not go around. By the way, the umpiring crew for tonight's championship game, David Shedlock behind home plate, Joseph Howard at first, Matt Hirsema at second, and Mario Zamaripa is at third.
Zamara.
Zamara.
Neolion. Little Coming to America reference there for you, Sam.
2-1 is a fastball away. 3 balls and a strike.
Saw some great pitching in that Division II championship game. Will the pitchers continue that with Deere and the rotation we'll see from the Rams? Will the pitchers rule the evening?
3-1. Foul tipped. And it'll be 3-2 against Andy Thomas. Murrieta Mesa, first time in the CIF playoffs, let alone the title game. School was just founded in 2009. Anytime you get a school where the players in the game have been alive longer than the school's been around, that's not a lot of history.
Oh, that's neat talking with Coach Wade. His mindset is we expect this. You know, we prepare for this. We're focused. They've got great kids, a great staff, and they get each other. They understand each
left
other.
Center. Long run for Suttleson, and he gets to the spot. That ball was hit very hard.
Is it just me, or did it look like he was just jogging after that? I mean, he was covering some ground. Ball deep in the gap. Suttleson makes it look easy.
Harvard's going to get a special one next year. Here's a second look at that well-struck ball off the bat of Thomas.
See Thomas here, the big lefty. Gets around on ice, puts it right down to center field. Left center, Suttleson just kind of drifting over there. Makes it look easy right before the warning track.
So 1 gone, and my apologies for talking over you there, partner.
Oh, no problem. That's a big hit. You got to. That ball jumped off the bat.
Caden Matkins swinging. The ball's popped up behind home plate. It's in the seats. For a moment there, Matt Thomas, catcher for Harvard Westlake, couldn't find it.
There you go, right side of your screen. Gotta love the help from the fellas. One guy tried to catch it, he missed it, bounced over to the guy next to him, and then it ended up right in the hands of, I believe that's a mom. She feels pretty proud. Caught a foul ball on the fly with an asterisk.
Didn't touch the ground.
Yeah.
That's
something I always wanted to do at a game is catch a foul ball. Never got
never
one.
caught a foul
Not
ball?
at a pro game. Little League, yes. Not a pro game.
0-1 fastball is high. I've been lucky to call probably close to 2,000 games. I've had 2 balls come in the booth.
In the booth. Did either one of them hit you?
No, one was a near miss. One I caught.
Don't lie, Sam Fulton.
No, I'm not lying. 1-1 inside, 2 balls and a strike. It's on one of those Little League days at the ballpark. So all of a sudden, 2,000 10-year-olds turned around and started screaming at the booth that they wanted the foul ball. I had to get the thing away from me so we could continue the broadcast.
You became the ball boy.
2-1 the count. Matkins waits, swings and chops one to third off the glove of Kimmel. Thomas backing it up, throw to first, not in time. Infield single for Caden Matkins. Did a good job hitting that ball hard, putting it in play.
Good job by Matkins. You see her just pulling it right off the hands of the glove there of third base. Almost makes a play from short, but the good hustle by Matkins just beating it out.
So a man on with 1 gone here in the second. Zach Philos is up next. Coach Wade says he assumes Zach is getting an offer, which is coach speak saying what is wrong with the college coaches.
Absolutely.
First pitch, he swings, hits it to shallow left. Kaplan coming in, he won't have a play. Big turnaround second by Matkins, but he'll go back to the bag. Back-to-back singles here in the second, and Murrieta Mesa in business. 2-1 with only 1 away. Brings up Kyle Palm. Kyle with creative parents, K-I-E-L.
Yeah. Nice to change it up a little bit, mix it up, rather than having the name spelt like everyone else, right?
He's a junior.
Palm showing bunt.
Pulls it back and takes a strike. Just because he's the number 9 hitter and he's showing bunt, don't let that fool you into thinking he can't handle the bat. He's hitting .337 on the year. Very good base runner with 17 stolen bases. They view him as another leadoff man. Pitch in the dirt. Good block by Matt Thomas. Count is 1-1. We're seeing that even at the major league level. We're seeing teams in the National League bat their pitcher 8th because they want that number 9 spot to be another good hitter.
Yeah.
Set up those leadoff guys around.
Get you back to the top of the order, absolutely.
Well, that is exactly how Murrieta Mesa uses Kyle Palm. The 1-1. Fastball on the outer half, strike 2. 2-1 the score. Harvard Westlake with the lead. An RBI triple from Jake Suttleson sparking the offense there in the top of the first. Justin Randall started with a single, and Brad Prebay singled to right. Ball got under the glove of Paul Giacomazzi and netted the Rams their first run. 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, a couple pitches ago, Deere let one get away from him in the dirt. You can see the look on his face. Comes back with the last pitch, doesn't mess around, just a high fastball. Just missed the box on this last pitch. So really looking for him to get his control back in the zone.
The 2-2. Hit down the left field line. Leo Kaplan hustling over, won't have a play. Slides up against the side rail. As that ball skipped through the Harvard Westlake bullpen.
Nice hustle by Kaplan.
Cameron Deere on the mound, committed to Brown next year.
Or as the Ivy Leaguers would say, attending Brown, right? I don't think they look at commitments, right?
Out in beautiful Rhode Island. Which is well represented in this year's College World Series, talking to some of the staff members. There's the 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. The CIF Southern Section staff members who, by the way, do a spectacular job.
Yes.
Both here at Sam Manuel Stadium and all other venues, but we're talking about the College World Series and how slighted California and the West Coast got, but there's 2 schools from Rhode Island that are playing in the College World Series right now.
There you go.
And Bryant and URI. 3-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down by way of the K goes Kyle Palm. First strikeout tonight for Cameron Deere, and there's 2 gone in the second.
Speaking of CIF, in the booth right next to us here, Tom Simmons from CIF. Also saw my old baseball coach at Bishop Amat, Glenn Martinez, who is now one of the big wigs in the CIF front office. Always good to see Coach.
Well, they put a lot of work here into these championships, trying to find the best venues, the best atmospheres. Here's Justin Randall, singled his first time up, and he will take high and wide for ball 1.
There he is, Jackie Jr. back at the plate, Sam Farber. Like those high socks. That's what I wore in baseball. You know, now you see all the baggy pants and even the bottom of the pant that like comes over the heel of the shoe. I don't quite get that. This is what I like right here, the high socks, old school.
1-0 is low, 2-0. Baseball is the most fashion-conscious sport, and as all great coaches would say, look good, feel good, and look good is completely a personal opinion thing. So whatever makes you feel like you look good out there, you should wear. And we talked about Brad Prebay, who's in the on-deck circle, wearing those baggy pants.
Well, an old comrade and former Seminole, I think, once said it best, Deion Sanders. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. That's how Primetime told me back at Florida State. Most of the time I looked good, but, you know, I'll have to get with him because I didn't always play good.
Well, it helps when you run a 4.2 40. So.
Yeah. You know, Deion is quite the baseball player himself.
Oh, he was. 2-0 high and outside, 3 balls, no strikes here to Justin Randall. And it appears Deere, after his first go-around, doesn't want anything to do with Randall. He hasn't been close.
Yeah, he's a fighter, though. Expect Deere to come right down the middle with a fastball and come after him.
Randall, big smile on his face as he awaits the 3-0. And he'll take low, ball 4. 4-pitch walk, the leadoff man aboard again in the order for the Rams, and this time it loads the bases with 2 down and Brad Prebay coming up. We expected some offense here in this Division I title game and the potential for a lot of it here in this second inning. Bases loaded, 2 gone, And Brad Priebe, who's already got an RBI single and a run scored, or I should say a run driven in, my apologies, coming back up. First pitch, swing and a miss.
And Sam, what I've noticed from Priebe and the other Rams so far for Mesa, you know, they look like Harvard Westlake and the kind of team they are, but they're really relaxed. A loose team, they're aggressive, a lot of fast athletes. That's what makes them so dangerous, and what a change. I think that's been a huge factor in what they've done last year compared to this year.
Go, Kim.
0-1, shows bunt, pulls back and takes outside.
That's a great pitch, Cam. Outstanding. Stay there all day, Cam. No, I can't see
it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Priebe. Takes outside again, 2-1, and now Deere has to be careful.
Yeah.
The outfield kind of playing in a straight alignment. The left fielder, Kaplan, is deep. Suttleson is shallow, though, in center.
They're all in between the 2 front seats.
2-1. Fastball low, 3 balls and a strike. And there is nowhere to put Priebe. The tying run at third base, Caden Matkins. Zach Philos is at second and Justin Randall at first.
And I'm wondering if we're going to see Coach Halpert come out any time, try to calm down his big pitcher in Cameron Deere. He's got the walk on the last batter with Randall. Now a 3-1 count. Bases loaded.
The on-base percentage right now for Mesa is 600 in this game. 6 of 10 batters have reached base safely.
You're Priebe, you're expecting something to hit.
Look to third, throw to second. Runners doing a good job of staying stapled to the bags, not giving anything away here to Harvard Westlake. 2-1 the score in the top of the second. Murrieta Mesa, first time on this stage of a CIF championship game in baseball. They've had a few individual athletes win titles. Never a team. 3-1 on the outside corner, strike 2. So now with the full count, if you're Deere, do you dare throw your slider or changeup?
I don't think you mess around with anything off speed. If I'm Cameron Deere, I go right after him, something low fastball, put it in play on the ground.
3-2. Up in the air, and it's hit down the left field line. A foul ball. Kimmel at the rail, and it's into the seats. He went crashing into the board. So did John Thomas, the shortstop, sliding in. Harvard Westlake going all out. Murrieta Mesa will just return their runners to their bags. Well, he went with the fastball, but he was definitely elevated with it.
Yeah, I think that one might have got away from him. A little rising fastball. Lucky that it was fouled off by Priebe. And you said crash into the board, Sam. You doing some hockey too? Do it all.
I think the Stanley Cup Finals is going on right now. It's a few miles up the road in San Jose. We got a good one here, though. Murrieta Mesa trailing by 1, threatening here in the second. Payoff pitch. Swung on, hit in the air right field. Giacomazzi will make the catch, and Harvard Westlake gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They are left loaded, and after the top of the second, Harvard Westlake maintains a 2-1 lead. Harvard Westlake coming back to the plate. And before we have them take the bats again, let's take a look at our stars for tonight's contest. We'll begin with Murrieta Mesa, and Andy Thomas is really the place you want to start. Catcher already going to Baylor, and Coach Wade says it really something that's not common for a high school catcher. He calls the game. A lot of college catchers don't get to call the game, so to have a high school one do it, that's very surprising, but shows how much trust they have in him. Kevin Palm, very talented infielder, also on our list, and Austin Salcedo, who we have seen at the plate already today with his speed. Sharp ground ball to first base today. We'll see him up again next inning. Harvard Westlake. Jake Suttleson, the top guy to watch with 11 home runs on the year. He is committed to Harvard. And you got John Thomas at shortstop, the USC commit, and Leo Kaplan, who's headed to Northwestern.
You mentioned Thomas for Mesa, really the quarterback of the team for the Rams, and a great three-punch on the other side. Harvard Westlake starting with Suttleson.
First pitch here to Casey Slattery is outside for ball 1. That one's in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Slattery, a junior, 6'2", 180 pounds. Swings and hits this one to shallow center. That'll fall for a base hit. So right away, Harvard Westlake gets the threat going again.
Nice job by Slattery, just hitting them where they're not. You know, one thing you notice about this field, whether you're watching at home or you're sitting here in the stadium with your iPad, and you can see it's just a lot more real estate, bigger field than your typical high school field, so a lot more places for that baseball to fall.
First pitch, a bunt attempt, and it's bunted foul. Matt Thomas, the catcher, up there. It's a 194 hitter. One of the lighter spots in the order. Has his impact in a variety of ways on the game. Most notably, of course, behind the plate. Thomas, a junior, big catcher, 6'4". The 0-1 pulls the bunt back and takes high.
Something I've noticed early on, Sam, is just the confidence of Harvard Westlake. We know about their proud tradition. They play at an elite level, but you bring in that confidence, and that's something that comes along when you beat the #2 team in the state in Jay Serra. You can really let your hair down and say, hey, we can play with anyone. You don't have to play uptight.
Bunt shown, pulled back, and the breaking ball missed the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Thomas taking a full practice swing. Haven't seen him show anything but bunt, and he goes right back in, squaring up. Throw to first, and back in time is Slattery.
And if you're a pitcher, you see that bunt, you just want to throw right at that bat. Don't mess around with any off-speed stuff. Throw it right out and make him bunted right back to you.
Two-1. Pulled back and just missed the inside corner. 3-1.
Thought that ball might have gotten inside the strike zone. You got a big lefty frame and coming down left to right. I thought that might have crossed inside the strike zone as it ended up a little bit low and inside. Surprised maybe not to see the old ring up there.
This one bunted right in front of the plate. Pick up, throw to second, and the tag is applied. It didn't need to be anyways. But a great job being on the bag by Brad Prive, who slipped over second, but kept his leg attached and still caught the ball for the put out at second base. Fielder's choice 2-6 if you're scoring at home. And there is the first out of the second inning.
A great job by Pribe, as you mentioned, losing his footing, hustling over to the second place. I think a little surprised maybe to see that ball coming down his way from behind the plate, but recovers, makes the catch, and was able to keep his foot on the base, made by the call from Mario Zamarapa back at second base.
Julian Gerard, the batter, and he will take inside for ball 1. Gerard, a senior, he's going to the University of Chicago. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. 2-1 our score, Harvard Westlake on top. The fewest number of batters we've had in an inning so far tonight is 5.
That's what I love about a championship baseball game.
The average is 6 right now. So it has been crowded out there on the base paths. See already more work in the Murrieta Mesa bullpen.
But Stilovinic has done a nice job, again, with his control so far this evening.
Missed inside, ball popping out of the glove of Andy Thomas. He'll go out for a mound meeting. Sam Farber, Chris Ricks here with you tonight on Fox Sports Prep Zone, the finale of our year of coverage. Bringing you all the championship action from the CIF Southern Section. We'll be back in just a few short months with more high school football for you. The Fall Sports Championship.
A few weeks, Sam, you know. I like 12 weeks better than 3 months, you know, it sounds closer.
2-1, ripped out to left field, hanging up for Metkins, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Even on the catches, we're seeing pretty good contact here from these hitters. These aren't high arcing fly balls. These are pretty well struck line drives.
Yeah, even though you may not get the sound off these bats that you got when we played, and that big ping, almost sounds like off a wood bat at times, that composite, you can still get a drive off, and they've been, like you said, solid hits. Some have fallen inside the gap, some have been hit right to the outfielders, but with this much ground to cover and all that real estate, if it's not hit right to them, they've got a tall task to chase it down with all that grass in this minor league outfield.
Paul Giacomazzi, the batter, he walked his first time up, came around to score on the Suttleson RBI triple. He's going to Rhodes next year. Shows bunt, pulls it back. .5'10" senior, 165 pounds. 1-1. Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count, 2-1 our score. Home half of the second inning. A 2-1 pitch on the outer edge, 2-2.
Nice pitch from big Nick on the outside. That's where I would expect him to come with something off speed.
2-2. Off speed it is, and it's fouled off the end of the bat. Rolls harmlessly down the third base line. Another 2-2. Fouled again. Giacomazzi hitting 282 on the season. Harvard Westlake, a very skilled offensive team, but the batting average is not as impressive as some other squads, and that's because of the league they play in. Breaking ball, foul down the first base side. Giacomazzi battling away here against Nate Stalinovic.
Yeah, that Mission League. I mean, who you got? Chaminade, you got Loyola.
Chaminade, I believe, has Blake Rutherford on their team this year. Going to be a top 10 draft pick.
St. Francis.
Saw Rutherford earlier at a home run derby, I think at the area code games, and
legit.
He is legit. 2-2, soft liner into right field for a base hit. Great effort by Kyle Palm. Just could not quite get there, and Giacomazzi is 1 for 1 with a single.
And a really nice job by Paul, battling there, fighting, to being patient on that breaking ball and just driving it, pulling it right between first and second.
Matt Thomas goes station to station. He's at second base. See him there on the left of your screen. And that'll bring up Jake Suttleson.
Watch out.
He hit a triple to right center field.
Let's see if he can turn on one now, Sam Farber.
Well, there's a grassy knoll behind the left field wall that is begging to have one planted on it. This kid is capable. He spins on an inside pitch down the left field line, a foul ball.
He turned on that one. A little too much.
Good form, Jock, good form.
And he is showing something here. A lot of the scouts in attendance tonight, and these late games offering a lot of people to watch. South Hills, a very talented team, D2 champs, and of course here at D1, between both these teams, a lot of talent. Jake Suttleson is committed to Harvard, gonna have to really entice him, but 11 home runs, he is showing some power here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an impressive ball player, what I see from coming into this game, and then tonight he showed up to play.
0-1. He takes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I think this is where Nate Stalinovic has to be careful here, not to let something get away up in the zone, where I think Suttleson likes the ball, to drive it, let alone maybe even put it oppo. I think you got to keep it low, controlled in the zone, try to get him to put something on the ground.
Fastball missed away.
Close.
Two balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball outside, ball 3. Harvard Westlake was able to wiggle its way out of a bases loaded situation. Murrieta Mesa potentially setting the stage for one right here.
All right, you got 2 outs, Stalinovic. This is where you got to be careful. Not that you want to give up a walk, but you don't want to give him something dangerous to hit where he can drive in a run, maybe even 2.
3-1. Swung on and popped up right side. That'll make the seats.
Hey, be easy with it. Doesn't take much, son.
Suttleson, I think he wants that swing back.
Yeah.
That pitch was up.
Little inside, though. Kind of jammed him a little bit, so that's where Stalinovic got away with it. Now what do you come back with? 3-2 pitch.
1-run ball game here in the bottom of the second. Harvard Westlake is leading.
Stalinovic has a strong arm, but you know that Suttleson is ready for a fastball. You know you're not going to blow much by him, Sam. So I think this is where you come with something off speed, a slider, maybe a changeup. Just try to keep it low in that strike zone.
Cat and mouse game continues. Stalinovic steps off, takes the signs from his shortstop, Brad Prebe. Those baggy pants, number 2. Payoff pitch will wait as he throws to first. Night sky is definitely taken over. All seems like it happened this inning.
Yeah.
Unsynchronize the fun, boys. Unsynchronize it. Keep the fun up. Just unsync it.
Be nice to see Suttleson just put one off the scoreboard there. You know, shatter the lights, a little natural, you know, Roy Hobbs style. There's plenty of lights there to hit on that big scoreboard, Sam.
3-2 behind the batter, and that is ball 4. That'll load him up for John Thomas.
You know, that's not a bad play. You know, again, you don't want to give Jake Suttleson something dangerous to hit and drive in a run. You got the bases loaded, but you've got 2 outs, still very much in control. It's Stalinovic.
Stalinovic is going to come out here, and they'll hand the ball off again. Now Kevin Palm will take over on the mound. Kevin is the DH. And so now he will become the pitcher in this one. So an inning and 2/3, and Murrieta Mesa's already had to use 3 pitchers.
Yeah. And just like we talked about with Tony Carrion, that's tough for Nate. You want to get out of that jam, finish that inning. You've got 2 outs. But you also got to trust coach's decision. Coach Wade bringing in Kevin Palm to try to get out of this inning. without allowing any more damage from the Wolverines.
They were prepared to use 4, 5, 6, however many pitches it took. I don't think they were planning to use 3 before the second inning was over, though.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, they used 4 on Tuesday versus West Ranch to get the win in the semifinal game. So that is Coach Wade's approach. You know, he says, I'm a hitter, you know, and he knows that mindset as well. Like I mentioned earlier, as a former baseball player, you don't want to see fresh guys coming out of the pen fired up for their opportunity, especially in this game. You know, you've got them motivated, let alone you tap into that adrenaline. You want to see a guy that's been in there for a few innings. So the approach has worked this season for Coach Wade and his staff. Yeah, they're down a run, but against Harvard Westlake, you know, you're going to expect them to score some runs. You're not going to expect to throw 4 or 5 guys scoreless over a team like the Wolverines.
Kevin Palm of Power Army's 5-0 with a 1.60 ERA, 48 strikeouts in 48 innings pitched. Does have a tendency towards walks. He's walked 24 on the season. About 1 every other inning, and there's nowhere to put John Thomas. USC commit batting with the bases loaded. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 2-1 our score. Harvard Westlake leading in the bottom of the second inning here on Fox Sports West Prep Zone CIF Southern Section Division I championship game. 1-0. Fastball at the knees for a strike. Matt Thomas at third, Giacomazzi at second, Suttleson at first. 1-1, beautiful breaking ball in for a strike.
Last 2 pitches really nice from Kevin Palm, Sam, especially that last one. Started high, and then this thing just dropped right inside the strike zone.
1-2. Tried to pull the string again. So far, Thomas has watched all 4 pitches go by.
Yeah. Waiting for his pitch.
Already has an RBI sac fly to the warning track in right field tonight. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down by way of the K goes Thomas, and the side is retired. So in the second inning, both teams load the bases. Neither score a run. At the end of 2, it is 2-1, Harvard Westlake leading. We'll take our first break. You are watching the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I championship game on Fox Sports West Prep Zone. Top of the third inning, ready to get underway, and both teams certainly threatening there in the second inning, but unable to come through with a run. Made for quite a long second inning for both teams, and you wonder what the factor that'll play on Cameron Deere, the starter. Chris, not only was his inning a long one in terms of the workload, but he had to sit and maybe get a little stale on the bench there, waiting for his team to finish its at-bats.
Yeah, the Wolverines had to play it a long time, so looking for Deere to get back loose here, get back in the rhythm, and not cool down too much. As a former pitcher, that's not what you want, you know. And you watch the pitchers that have their jackets on and wanting to stay warm, want to keep that blood flowing, keep that sweat coming. You really don't want to cool down. Hopefully, if you're for Harvard Westlake, your pitcher, Cameron Deere, has not done that.
And they don't mind a 6-batter inning if it ends up with 2 runs. But when there's no offense to show for it, they're like, all right, guys. Here at beautiful San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino. Light breeze starting to pick up, blowing out to center field. Night sky is taking over. Great day of baseball. 4 championship games played here. This is the finale, the Division I title game between Harvard Westlake, looking for their 2nd title, and Murrieta Mesa, looking for its first team title in school history. Leading off the top of the third is Kevin Palm, now the pitcher. Wind up in the first delivery, and he swings and misses. It's 0-1.
Nice breaking ball from Deere. Started right in the middle and then just dropped out side of that strike zone. Palm couldn't catch up with it.
Breaking ball.
Ooh, same spot. And how about pitching? It looks like a good decision from Coach Wade at the end of that last inning to bring Palm in to clean it up with the bases loaded.
Yeah, he came in and pitched with some confidence there.
Yeah.
Ball is popped up to shallow left. It's on the skin portion of the diamond, actually. John Thomas in short will make the catch for out number 1. That is just the second time in 5 half innings that the leadoff man's been retired. Austin Salcedo is next.
Cameron Deere's done a nice job, Sam, of just calming down. After you saw the Rams come out of the gate early in that first inning, he's really settled down, got his control back.
First pitch, Salcedo bunts and jabs it foul to the third base dugout.
Expect Salcedo to come back with another bunt look.
Instead, he hits the soft liner over to second, caught on the fly by Gerard, and there's quickly 2 away. Hunter Woodruff is next. He flew out to left field his first time up. Woodruff, a .337 hitter on the season. First pitch, fastball, a little high, ball 1. Great crowd on hand tonight here at San Manuel Stadium for the finale, and the support's been outstanding. Sometimes the camera view didn't show as many full seats. That's because they were looking for shade.
Yeah, under the tents on the side.
A 1-0. Hit on the ground, back up the middle to Thomas at short, and a 1-2-3 inning, first of the night for this Division I championship game. Down in order go the Rams of Murrieta Mesa, and in the middle of the third inning, it's 2-1. Harvard-Westlake leading here on Fox Sports Prep Zone. The CIF Southern Section Division I championship game brought to you by Ford, presenting sponsor of all the title matchups here in the Southern Section for this 2015-2016 season. We thank all of our wonderful partners here. From all of our broadcasters on Fox Sports Prep Zone, a lot of fun doing this job and to watch the best young talents live out their dreams and play on the biggest stages around. We appreciate all our partners that help make that possible, as well as our outstanding crews.
Yeah.
In some case cooking in trucks all across Southern California. Working hard behind the lenses.
Sam, I just wonder if we're going to get as an epic finish tonight, possibly that we had with La Habra at San Clemente.
I mean, right now we're 2 for 2. We were referring to, we called a football championship. I can't remember what division that was, but
Southwest?
Southwest Division, yes.
Eric Berrier and the Hail Mary on the last play. You kidding me?
Check out
Cerritos
YouTube.
College. You and me are jumping up and down in the broadcast booth.
La Habra and San Clemente, that was as good a game as you would see in football, and we had a great one here in the D2 championship.
Yeah, South Hills in control most of the game, and then Red Lindsay's Valley comes back in the 6th, scores 3 runs, takes the lead. Then South Hills comes back in the bottom of the 7th, takes the lead and wins the D2 title.
It was top of the 7th, bottom of the 7th, tying runs on 3rd, and a double play. Unbelievable.
That's right.
So we'll see if we continue to get as good a game here. Bottom of the 3rd is underway. The pitcher, Cameron Deere, takes low for ball 1. Kevin Palm still on the mound. Fastball outside, 2-0. Final lines on 2 pitchers for Murrieta Mesa. Tony Carrion, a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. 2-0 is outside here, 3-0.
Look at the pitchers going at each other here. You got Cameron Deere showing bunt here on Palm after he just faced him from the mound.
3-0, right down the chute, 3-1. Stolinovich, an inning and a third, no runs allowed, gave up 2 hits and a walk. Wind up and the 3-1. Fastball high, ball 4.
Those are the pitches I like back playing baseball, Sam. Those high fastballs. Used to love seeing them, and maybe at 6'3", it had to get up there, but those are the ones I like to turn on.
What's the line from a league of their own? Lay off the high ones.
Yeah.
I like the high ones.
I like the high ones, yeah. Just don't start calling me kid, okay?
Leo Kaplan is coming up next.
I'll start calling you Marla Hooch.
First pitch is high and wide. Ball 1 and out. For a meeting is Andy Thomas. Baylor commit.
And what a beautiful venue
Paul
here. You've mentioned it. You've broadcasted and called many games here for the 66ers. And you know, I was fortunate to play in some parks like this in summer leagues, traveling to Nevada and playing a lot of the travel teams. And then in an all-star game, Orange County all-star game, finishing up at Santa Margarita. But never really a stadium like this. This is beautiful for these high school guys to transition before they go into college or maybe even the draft.
Kaplan fouls it straight back into the screen, 1-1. And you talk to a lot of the kids and the coaches, and they talk about these venues, and especially when you see some of the talents make their way into professional baseball, they talk about being bat kids and minor league teams or going to minor league games. How special it can be. 1-1, hit sharply right to the shortstop pre-base. Shovel to second for 1, on to first. You can make that 2.
Wow.
6-4-3, Mesa turns the double play.
Boy, this middle infield made it look very easy for Murrieta Mesa. Just a toss short to second, nice flip. Plenty of time, pull up the double play.
Frank the batter, he'll chop it to short. Pre-bay fields, fires, and that's the inning. So after 2 innings that were quite honestly a mess on the scorecard, both pitchers come in and face the minimum in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Through 3, it's 2-1, Harvard Westlake leading. Things settling down a bit here, Chris Ricks, as we embark into the 4th inning. It'll be Thomas, Matkins, and Philos. In your opinion, was it nerves in the first 2 innings or some other factor that allowed for all that offense?
Well, I think it's more of just the talent that these hitters have and what they've been able to generate offensively this year. You know, both of these teams are pretty relaxed, pretty cool, calm, and collected team. I don't think it was so much nerves, maybe a little bit just because of the venue you're playing in and what's at stake for the Division I championship. But for the most part, I just think it's been really good hitting, putting the ball in play, hitting them where they're not, and just execution. And that's what you expect from both of these teams with their coaching staffs and the kind of talent that are on these squads.
First 2 innings, Murrieta Mesa, 1 run on 5 hits. They left 4 on the bases. Harvard Westlake, 2 runs on 4 hits. They left 4 on the bases. And in the third, it's all zeros. See which type of inning we get here in the 4th. Andy Thomas will lead things off.
Hey.
Look at the beautiful scoreboard here at San Manuel Stadium. That high wall out there in right field, that's another thing about a minor league stadium that you don't have in a high school park. You can hit a ball well and run into a billboard that does not exist at your high school stadium. There's all kinds of notches and crevices, and that's what's fun about baseball is that unlike a basketball court where they're all the same, every gridiron, same length, same width, baseball stadium, however they thought to make it, that's what it looks like outside of the diamond.
Little feel of Bull Durham out here, huh?
Just a little bit.
What's your favorite major league stadium?
Oh,
Sam, if you had to pick one to broadcast or maybe even play in.
Thomas slashes one fair down the right field line. That's into the corner. Thomas digging for second, and the throw is cut off. It's a leadoff double here for Thomas.
Nice rip by Thomas right down the first base line. Just sneaks inside the foul line there. Thought it might have even hit up some chalk. Perfect placement. That's what I really like about the mindset of Coach Wade to his players. you know, we talked about him and the big focus on the mentality, mind over body. And, you know, he told us this week, mentally, he wants to prepare his players to face the best pitchers, the best players in the world. I mean, not just the area or the league or the section. Prepare for 96, 98 mile per hour fastballs and then be prepared to hit the off-speed stuff.
First pitch in the dirt, overthrow by Deere, and a great stop by Matt Thomas behind the plate. Caden Matkins, 10 for 21 on the season, and make him 11 for 22 now after his hit here today. He's hitting 500.
Yeah, and you could tell from these Rams hitters that they are prepared to face the best pitchers. They are prepared for the high heat, you know, and anybody can come through at any time, whether it's Kyle Palm, Kevin Palm, Salcedo, you know, Fios, Andy Thomas. I mean, everyone is depended on, and I think everyone at some point this season, Sam, has come through in the clutch.
1 ball, no strikes. Turn and look back at second. You mentioned that Matkins 11 for 22, and you might think, well, it's an entire season. This is the final. How did he have so few at-bats? Really illustrates how few games you get in high school.
Yeah.
You're only playing about 30 games in the course of a season. College, you get maybe 60. 1-0, bunt popped up, and it'll be caught by Deere. He's quickly looking back at second, but Thomas hustles back. So a break for Harvard Westlake. Mesa gives away an out without getting an extra 90 feet. That tying run remains at second.
Yeah, and Matkins just got under that bunt. You want to push it down, just got under it, popped it up. You know, we'd like to have that one back, but Deere does a nice job focusing and pulling the catch and being aware where the runners are.
Next batter is Zach Philos. First pitch, and he'll take in the dirt. Good block again by Matt Thomas. Philos singled his first time up. Deere from the stretch. This is low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-1 our score. Harvard Westlake leading in the top half of the 4th inning. All the offense came in the first frame. Both teams loaded the bases in the second, but unable to score. Now the 2-0 is high. 3 balls, no strikes.
What's live?
Quick meeting on the mound. Matt Thomas out to talk to Deere. There is action in the Harvard Westlake bullpen.
Yep.
They've got a youngster, Jesse Bergen, a sophomore, who is considered one of the best arms in the southern section. Could be available tonight, but Harvard Westlake has a deep pen. Throw back to second, and not in time. Ball skipped away, and there was an argument there, I think one to be made by Andy Thomas, that he was obstructed by Gerard falling at his feet. And Coach Wade's going to go out and ask a question. I mean, not to say that you'd assume that Thomas would go, but if he doesn't have a chance to get up, he should get the bag for free, and that's Coach Wade's argument here.
Yeah, it's a good argument. Not sure if he would have gone, just seeing the great backup in center field, being Johnny on the spot to get the overthrow, or underthrow, I should say. But Coach Wade going to try to make a case for it nonetheless.
I'll say it, he's got all the mannerisms down of a professional manager.
Yeah.
Got the hand movement, the body language. He should know it. He's a former pro. He was drafted out of Biola University by the Angels, a 49th round pick back in 1998.
Yeah.
Son of a professional as well.
Yeah, played at Biola with a good friend of mine, Benny Orr.
3-0 outside, ball 4. not the end of the world for Harvard Westlake. It does put the double play back in order. Brings up Kyle Palm, who struck out his first time up.
Yeah, if you're Kyle Palm here, you either want to put something to the right side of the field between first and second, or get something deep in the outfield. Advance runners, maybe a sack pop-up. But put the ball in play.
And he swings, lifts it down the left field line. Kaplan long run, he dives, he can't come up with it. Runners had to hold to make sure that would fall in. So they'll only get 90 feet, but the bases are loaded with only one away and the top of the order coming up.
See, you're just going opposite field. Did Palm, a nice effort by Kaplan here. Look at hustling and diving, almost coming up with this catch. Just a little bit short. You hope he's okay, but keeps the ball in front of him, which keeps the runner on third base. But now they're juiced for the Rams.
And it looks like Harvard Westlake is going to make a move here. They're going to go to their bullpen. That will be all for Cameron Deere. 2 trips through the order. Ends up going 2 1/3, or made that, sorry, 3 1/3, pardon me. And he is responsible for the loaded bases as he leaves the mound for the final time in his high school career.
Yeah, and only giving up 1 run to Murrieta Mesa. It's an impressive job through almost 3.5 innings for Cameron Deere.
Gabe Galobe is the new pitcher. Galobe, affectionately called by Coach Jared Halpert the loudest human being on the team. And that'll suit him well. He's committed to Navy. I see drill sergeant in his future.
Yeah.
Coach says something audible.
Now you've got committed to most schools. Ivy League, they say, attending, right? So service academy, is it appointed? It's appointed.
Appointed is appropriate.
I think it might be. It's different terms for all these different schools.
Galobe will come in, and but you just can't help but admire young athletes committed to the service academies.
Yes.
Air Force, Navy, Army, really doesn't matter. The bravery they have to go out there and want to serve their country, and the hurdles you have to get over to get into these places. Not just, well, I can play baseball, so you ought to let me in and play at Annapolis. Right. You have to have a member of Congress sponsor you to get into these things. It is truly amazing how much work ethic you see from young people, teenagers, to do this. And so hats off to Gabe.
Well, my hero growing up, maybe my favorite athlete of all time, Sam, David Robinson.
Yep, the Admiral.
The Admiral at the Naval Academy. Although I wonder, did they ever expect him to get inside a submarine?
I can't imagine how.
I think there's a height limit of like 5'5"
well, he
or something
grew.
to be in a
Wasn't
sub.
he like 6'5" or 6'6" coming out of high school? Which is not to say that that's not big, but then he shot up 6 more inches. I don't know what you're putting him in.
Submarine maintenance, maybe, when you're on the outside.
That's why there's the bubble on top of the submarine, so David Robinson can fit in
Sit in the middle, stand in the middle.
All right, Justin Randall, the leadoff man coming up for Murrieta Mesa. A spark plug to be sure. Single and a walk so far today. He's scored Murrieta Mesa's only run.
Old Jackie.
First pitch is high for ball 1. 2-1 the score. Harvard Westlake leading. Gabe Galobe into the contest. Time asked for by Randall, and he'll step out.
Well, a big frame on him.
Yeah, he's a very talented pitcher. He really battled Deere for the #1 position.
Yeah.
And he'll look to third, toss over there. Had to take something off it because Nate Kimmel wasn't on the bag.
Bases loaded for Randall. So I'd expect him to try to punch something to the left side of the field between third and shortstop. He's done a nice job this season going opposite field.
Bounces one foul at the plate.
Boy, Maddie.
This is the 5th at-bat with a man in scoring position for Murrieta. They are 1 for 5 so far with no runs batted in. Their only RBI came on a... Actually, I take that back. There was no RBI. Brad Prebe singled to right field, but it went under the glove of Giacomazzi. That was a run scoring on an error.
I'm not in the middle. I thought we all survived that, dude. I mean, we're on bonus time now.
Mesa faithful getting loud. The 1-1 foul to the left side.
Little high off-speed pitch. Randall does a nice job waiting on it, just misses it.
One, two, low. Two to one the score in the top of the 4th inning. These are only 7-inning games, so even though both teams have had several opportunities that they haven't cashed in on, you only get so many chances. Rob examining the signs from Thomas. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And a huge out there for Harvard Westlake. Two gone. Brad Prebe will be the batter.
Nice high fastball from Galab, and Justin Randall just couldn't catch up with it. Pulled his head a little bit, trying to pull that ball to the right side of the field. But just a little too much, a little bit too late from Randall.
Here's Prebe. Nubber foul behind the plate. So now Murrieta Mesa 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Not to say that Harvard Westlake's doing that much better in this situation.
You know what I really like, Sam, from Matt Thomas behind the plate? I mean, he is just taking complete charge. He's talking to his pitcher. He's talking to the infielders, letting them know where to go. I mean, just commanding everyone, really being the quarterback out there on the field, as we mentioned earlier.
0-1. Swung on and fouled over the screen into the seats. Andy Thomas at third, Philos at second, Kyle Palm at first. Bases loaded here with 2 down and 2 strikes to Brad Prebe in a 1-run contest. Chop back to the mound. Fielded by Galab, he'll flip it to first, and for the second time in 3 innings, Harvard Westlake gets out of a bases loaded jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They've left them loaded. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 2-1 in favor of Harvard Westlake. This is the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I Championship game. Let's help you get to know our 2 combatants here tonight. Our school snapshot starting with Murrieta Mesa. Just over 2,000 kids out there at that school and some great campuses out there. Vista Murrieta, great athletic history. Murrieta Valley, Murrieta Mesa, the new kid on the block. School opened in 2009, so no CIF titles. This is their first appearance. And in terms of notable alumni, to be determined. We don't know who they are just yet, but we can guarantee there will be some.
And Sam Farber will be some of these guys. If they're the first ones to hang that first CIF banner in the gym, get the first ring, they know what's on the line.
Harvard Westlake, smaller school, private school, just over 1,150 kids. Won title back in 2013, and the notable alumni, Max Fried and Lucas Giolito, both were first-round picks back in 2012. Fried went 7th overall to the Padres. Giolito went 16th overall to the Nationals, and both are still working their way through the minor leagues. But the kind of firepower you have to have not one but two high school draft picks, it doesn't happen often, but when it happens in Southern California.
Yeah, also for the Wolverines, not just that CIF title in 2013, but by many publications, national champions. That's hard to do.
You've had great players in football, basketball, a very storied athletic program for Harvard Westlake out there in Studio City. Bottom of the fourth, Slattery the batter, and he'll take a strike. It is 0-1.
I believe Zach Wasserman, a quarterback that came out in my class of 2000, I think played quarterback at Harvard Westlake before going on to Penn State.
Collins twins.
Yeah.
Went on to Stanford.
I remember in high school, I'd always struggled the difference between Harvard Westlake, you know, who was better.
1-1 fastball chopped over to second. 2 hops to Palm. Kyle sets his feet and guns down Slattery. 1 away. Matt Thomas is next. He was looking to bunt Slattery over his first time up and ended up bunting into a fielder's choice, 2-6. A nice play by Andy Thomas on that one. Now Thomas up, looking to be a hitter here. And we mentioned before his value behind the plate, and you talked about his ability to lead this team. He chops one over to short. Handful of hops. Pre-base got it. 2 gone. Kevin Palm looks different on the mound for Murrieta Mesa than the previous 2 pitchers did. Very composed, very much in rhythm. He has faced 6 batters, 1 strikeout, 4 ground ball outs, and 1 walk.
Yeah. And how about the middle of this infield? You saw Kyle Palm on the last play, and then Pre-Bay on this one. These guys are lights out right in the middle of the field.
Girard is next. Quick meeting between the coach on the third base line and Girard, maybe trying to break the rhythm of Kevin Palm. He goes into the windup, first pitch. Fastball inside, ball 1. .1-0 delivery. Fastball is inside, 2-0.
You mentioned the composure from Palm. I really like just the movement on his pitches as well. Right there, hitting the outside corner, fastball.
Two-1. Fastball hit sharply to second, but in the range of Palm. Drops to an 8, picks up, throws, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Second straight inning Palm has faced the minimum. We've reached the end of 4 frames. It's 2-1 Harvard Westlake here on the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I Championship game on Fox Sports Prep Zone. 2-1 our score after 4 innings here at San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino. Sam Farber, Chris Ricks, and our entire Fox Sports Prep Zone crew welcoming you to the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I title game, the finale of a quadruple header of outstanding baseball. And hats off to our entire crew, the hardest working in all of professional sports. Nick Visker leading the way, our fearless leader.
Slick Nick the ruler.
And really, I hate to play director, but if we can have some of our cameras give shots to the other camera operators. These guys have been out here sweating it out all day long. They deserve some camera time.
Since 10 a.m. at least.
Well, that's when they started working. There we go.
Let's go.
Guys giving a wave. But they were out here in the early hours of the morning, long before we got here, and they'll be here far longer than we'll be leaving. That's just the way it goes in this business, with people that work so hard to bring you the great images you see and don't get the recognition they deserve. But we want to thank them for all that they do and have done all day long to bring you these Ford CIF Southern Section Championships.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Top of the 5th, Brad Prebe was the last out in the 4th inning, grounding out with the bases loaded. So Kevin Palm goes to work trying to help his own cause, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Fastball in for a strike. It's 0-2. Palm is 1 for 2 tonight with a single. It's also popped out. Infield and outfield straight away. Ground ball hit over to short. Thomas has it, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Final line on Cameron Deere, the starter for Harvard Westlake, 3 1/3 innings. Somehow only gave up 1 run on 7 hits and 2 walks with 1 strikeout.
Yeah, Deere had a good night. But if you're Coach Halpert and you see those bases loaded, you know you have a guy like Galab ready to come in fresh and seal it out. It was the right call last inning. Galab was fired up after that last out and looking good so far.
Line drive gets under the glove of Kimmel at third, and Austin Salcido has himself a base hit. Bright green armbands. And my apologies, that was Deere over at third base. He stayed in the game. He was playing in there, could not get down for that ground ball.
There was something on it. That thing was moving. Got out in a hurry.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
Yep, that's right.
Hunter Woodruff is the batter. He's 0 for 2. 337 hitter on the season. Swings and fouls it back. Talked about the truncated season for high school. You only get about 30 games. And so when you look at players' batting average, you realize these guys are pretty clutch. They spend way more time practicing than they do playing.
Yeah.
You get maybe 5 at-bats a week. If you're able to hit safely in 2 of them, that means you have a sense for the moment. Oh, 1 high fastball, and he blows it by Woodruff.
Nice high heat from Galab. And what you notice in his delivery, Sam, he separates. After he puts the ball in his glove, he takes it back out, hits his glove again right before he throws it. So it's a little bit challenging to pick up. If you're a hitter, you don't see that full windup and that release.
Throw to first. Salcedo back in time. Strangely enough, for all the running Murrieta Mesa does, 3 stolen bases per game on the season.
Yeah.
No attempts tonight. 1 pickoff. There goes the runner. 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Throw to second is not in time. So Woodruff retired by way of the K, but Salcedo into scoring position. His 19th stolen base of the season.
Well, right on cue, as you mentioned, stolen base. Sam Farber. Salcedo got a jump on that one too. Yeah.
Give it a little jolt.
Yeah. I also wonder if you're gifted in the psychic realms.
I keep buying the lotto numbers.
There's a group of funny young men here, little kids dancing. You didn't tell me there was a good DJ here at San Manuel. I mean, it's been quite a soundtrack today for our D2 and D1 championship games.
It is a great atmosphere, and a big thank you to all the people at the Inland Empire 66ers and folks at San Manuel Stadium. They have 70 home games of their own every year, so working on an off day when you probably just got off 7 straight days of work anyways, that's not easy.
I mean, I've even seen Tom Simmons in the booth next to CIF getting down. I mean, dancing over here. So you guys have got the music working at San Manuel Stadium.
We've got an intentional walk here to Andy Thomas. They're not making him throw the pitches. So he will take the intentional pass over to first base. High school baseball saves time that Major League Baseball makes us use. And the batter is Caden Matkins. Matkins takes low for ball 1. So once again, a run scoring opportunity here for Murrieta Mesa. They've left the bases loaded twice already and have stranded 5 men in scoring position in this 1-run game. Throw back to second, and back in time is Salcedo.
Outstanding.
Caden Matkins hitting just under 500 on the season. He's 11 for 23. Swing and a miss. Turn, throw back to second. Salcedo back in time again.
I think you got to be a little careful if you're Gabe Galab trying to get that pickoff move at second. Already in scoring position, but really putting him in the scoring position if you get an overthrow or an underthrow. You want to focus on Matkins here, trying to get him hit into a double play. Or I'm sorry, even a single out with 2 outs.
Look back at second again.
Galab really starting to get good movement now in his breaking ball, like what I've seen in the past few batters.
One ball and 1 strike, a 1-run game. Murrieta Mesa has threatened to tie basically since they gave up the lead. Opportunity again with a man in scoring position and 2 gone. 1-1. Swung on, popped up back of second. The shortstop Thomas is there, and he will make the catch. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. Through 5 innings of offense for Murrieta Mesa, they have left 9 men on base.
Wow.
Go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-1 in favor of Harvard Westlake. All the offense in the first frame for both teams. Kevin Palm has really shut down the Wolverines since he got in the game. He's allowed only 1 base runner, and he erased him on a double play. Top of the order coming up in the 5th, Giacomazzi, Suttleson, and John Thomas. Extremely talented trio. Suttleson going to Harvard with 11 home runs this year, and right now I would say he is the star of the game. And a nice running catch in center field, but more importantly his offense, an RBI triple in the first inning. Really, that created 2 runs, which is all the offense Harvard Westlake has.
And, you know, we had a chance to talk with both these coaches before the game, Sam, and Coach Halpert. I mean, pretty neat storylines, both these coaches. Halpert, first year, He's been around the program, but first year as a head coach and taking his team all the way to the Division I championship game. And then how about on the other side, and Coach Bryn Wade, second year at the helm, been around the program and finishing last place in league last year. Not only winning the league this year, making the playoffs, making the run unscathed, and then into the championship game. I really like these coaches' approaches. Talking with Coach Wade, very professional preparation, focusing on the game and preparing his players the best he can.
First pitch to Jacques Amazi. He'll take a strike. It's 0-1. And I love what he said. He says he wants his players to have a sandlot mentality, not a mechanical one.
Yeah.
0-1. It's high, 1 ball, 1 strike. He wants them playing in an anti-sabermetric style of baseball.
Mind over body.
1-1 is low. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball up and away. 3-1. Jacques Amazi has not been retired tonight. A walk and a single. 3-1. And that's strike
Just
2.
Painted that inside wall of the strike zone.
Premature bat flip.
And now as a hitter, you can't go down looking. Right, Sam? After something like that happens, if you're going down swinging.
Wind up and the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball picked up by Thomas, throw to first, and that will complete the K. Kevin Palm just doing outstanding work out there on the mound, his second strikeout.
Do you see that last ball drop, partner? There was some movement on that pitch from Kevin Palm.
This is a matchup we've been anticipating basically since Palm went on this run. Him versus Jake Suttleson, 1-for-1 with a triple. And he'll take a strike, fastball on the inner half. Palm's not messing around, right back into the windup, the 0-1. Low and outside with a fastball.
Hustle!
1-1.
Wow.
Pulled the string.
Beautiful pitch from Palm.
Tranquilo.
2 fastballs, and he says, okay. He just takes something off this.
Yeah, it started high. Suttleson was trying to catch it high, and that thing just dropped out of the floor.
Gives it to him again, and he struck him out.
That's what we call dealing, Sam. Kevin Palm right now is dealing.
That is a confident man on the mound. 3 strikeouts.
What I notice right now, too, Sam, is he's in rhythm. He's not taking a lot of time letting the batter kind of reset, regather himself. He's going right after him, very up-tempo.
John Thomas next, and he will take a strike. Thomas was the first batter to face Palm, did so with the bases loaded, and Palm struck him out.
Keep throwing that pitch. Still something changed. That's 3 in a row.
Another
4.
breaking ball.
Comes a low fastball. I'm surprised.
I like that pitch. Just go after when they eat. See what he does 1 and 2.
Come back to it.
Foul tipped. Thomas staying alive. Seemed like it was going to be a contest destined for a lot of offense, but Kevin Palm has really put that away.
Well, and this is what Kevin Palm needs. He needs his offense. You know, him and the defense doing a good job holding Harvard Westlake to 2 runs in the 5th inning. Now the Rams got to get some offense going when they come back up to the plate. They want a chance to win this championship.
The 1-2. Breaking ball. And that one was timed well by John Thomas, but he fouled it to the right side.
Boy, and I'm glad that hit a chair and not a person, because that thing was moving.
Now Andy Thomas out to go over how they want to handle John Thomas, who seems to be building some momentum within this at-bat.
That's what Coach Bowden at Florida State would call the momentum. It's not momentum, it's momentum.
Off the end of the bat, that one will go foul on the first base side.
Yeah, Coach Bowden, he wouldn't let me play baseball at Florida State. I wanted to. Playing in high school and being fortunate to get recruited, for lack of a better word, from the Rockies and the Devil Rays, but then committing to Florida State my junior year and really just falling in love with those Friday night lights. But even when I got to Florida State saying, Coach, can I play football? I said, boy, you just need to get to class.
This pitch is low and inside, 2-2.
But it was fun having talks with Coach Martin at Florida State and watching the baseball team there. So surprised still to see Florida State, with all the College World Series appearances, not to have a national championship in baseball.
Just missed outside, ball 3.
Nice pitch.
Well, if you had Jimbo Fisher around, he would have let you play baseball.
I don't know about that. He might have not let me start. Jameis Winston and all these guys, the talent they've had the past few years.
3-2 is foul tipped. Famous Jameis is who I was thinking of.
I was down at Florida State, or in Florida last week for a little alumni thing and hanging out talking with Jimbo and Jameis and shared some good stories.
Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball hit on the ground over to first. Fielded by Woodruff. Flips it to Palm. And another 1-2-3 inning. So a good battle there between Thomas and the pitcher Palm, but in the end, the pitcher puts another feather in his cap. He has retired 8 in a row, has 3 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings work. He just needs a little bit of offensive help. Murrieta Mesa, a lot of hits, 8, but only 1 run to show for it as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be Philos, Kyle Palm, and Justin Randall coming up. They have had several opportunities. Way back in the 1st inning, they left a runner at second base on a fly out. In the 2nd inning, had the bases loaded with 2 down, but could not score a run. In the 4th inning, they had the bases loaded with 1 out. Couldn't get a ball out of the diamond. And last inning, a runner at second base, could not advance any farther.
8 hits for Mesa, just 1 run. Harvard Westlake, 2 runs on just 4 hits. So I think this is where you make your move now if you're the Rams. I mean, end of the 5th inning, we're talking 6 outs left. You need a run to tie, 2 to take the lead, and I would expect Harvard Westlake, Sam, to put at least 1 more run on the board with what their offense is capable of.
Gabe Galab getting back into his rhythm. The back 2 innings here. Zach Philos will be first up. Single and a walk so far today. Zach Philos ready to start the 6th at the plate against Gabe Galab, and the first pitch is inside, ball 1. Philos 1 for 1, a single and a walk.
Galab still appears very confident on the bump.
1-0 inside, popped out of the glove of Matt Thomas. There is action in Harvard Westlake's bullpen.
And surprisingly, no one in the bullpen for Murrieta Mesa. And with the way Kevin Palm is pitching, I think Coach Wade's thinking, Kate, keep doing your thing before I put anybody out there.
Two-0 pitch. Comebacker, knocked down and picked up by Galab. He'll shuffle it over to first. And there's one away here in the 6th inning. Brings up Kyle Palm. Galab 2-1 on the season. This is his 7th appearance. 4.80 earned run average. 11 strikeouts and 11 2/3 coming into tonight. He has been very strong. Palm 1 for 2 at the plate.
What?
And the first pitch is high, ball 1.
Anything from 3.
Foul tip out of the glove of Thomas. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice placement by Galab, keeping it low in the zone, not giving Kyle Palm anything dangerous to hit upstairs.
Harvard Westlake 5 outs away from their 2nd ever CIF Southern Section title. 1-1 pitch. Drag bunt. Fielded by Galab, and he will take it to first. 1-3 if you're scoring at home. 2 gone here in the 6th inning. We mentioned this in the Division II title game, that top of the order that is so skilled and so dangerous. Now you're in a stage of the game where this could be your last at bat. And if you're Gabe Galab, this is how you want to see someone like Justin Randall. 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Spun him around like a top.
And Randall wanted that one. He was trying to take that thing back to the fence.
He's trying to hit it to Arizona.
Go to Brooklyn.
No balls, 1 strike. And swings and misses again. Over eager. That pitch was at his ankles. No balls, 2 strikes.
Here you go, guys.
Lob struck out Randall the first time they faced off. The 0-2. Check swing, they'll appeal. He went around, strike 3. And Galab is fired up.
Yeah, I didn't think Randall went all the way around. I thought he held up on that one, but third base umpire Zamarapa felt otherwise.
So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll get one more look at that check swing.
Take a look at Randall. Yeah, it looked like it did break there at the end.
And umpires here don't have the benefit of it, so it's a close call, but he was right on top of it.
Yeah, but they have the force. You know, I mean, I think old Mario down there at third base is strong in the force.
So now we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kevin Palm will get back to work on the mound. And he has just looked outstanding out there on the hill, really done everything he can to keep Mesa in this contest. at the plate going 1 for 3, but more importantly on the mound. 3 1/3 scoreless innings with 3 strikeouts, has not allowed a ball to leave the infield.
Yeah, impressive young man. It's Kevin Palm from the mound. Again, in the top of the 7th. Will he get any help from his offense, though, to make a run for this D1 title?
He'll face Cameron Deere, the Brown commit, who started the day on the mound.
Sam, you think we'll ever see instant replay implemented in high school baseball or even football?
Never. Don't have the... it would take a lot of money to do, and as much as I love high school sports, and I love it a lot, I can safely admit there are a lot more important things to spend your money on than the instant replay machines when it comes to kids' education.
I think San Clemente football team would like it, though.
Maybe. No balls, 2 strikes here. Deere hits one deep to left center field, hustling back and in position is Austin Salcedo. He made that look pretty easy on a well-struck ball from Cameron Deere. So that's the first ball to leave the infield.
Yeah.
And it's still an out for Palm. Leo Kaplan will be the batter. Kaplan takes slow and outside, ball 1. Kaplan 0 for 2 today. Takes outside. Kaplan committed to Northwestern. Takes wide again.
Nice job tonight behind the plate, too, from Andy Thomas for the Rams. Really did a nice job stopping some pitches in the dirt left and right.
3-0. And there's a strike.
Nice frame job right there from Thomas.
Count is 3 balls and 1 strike now to the future Northwestern Wildcat, headed to the Big Ten.
Is the white table available on this one?
That one's fouled back towards the suites here at San Manuel Stadium. And the count is full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball, got him looking.
Boy, Kevin Palm can sure paint the corners, huh, Sam Farber?
10 straight retired. 3 with strikeouts. Only one to reach against him, a leadoff walk in the 3rd to Cameron Deere. He came right back, got a double play ground ball.
You know, it's interesting if you're Coach Wade here, you know, he's come in as your 3rd pitcher. You're wondering, man, what if I would have started him? Where would we be? Would it be scoreless? Would we have the lead?
It's a fair point. Lauren Frank, 0 for 2, will be the batter. He's popped out and grounded out. Both times he ended innings. Trying to avoid the hat trick there. First pitch fastball right down the chute, strike 1.
Well, that's something I like about Coach Wade, just his responsibility, accountability for him and his staff. You know, he told us it's our coaches' jobs to put our players in the right positions, playing that chess match, the game within the game, something that Coach Wade and his staff does very well.
1-1 pitch, hit on the ground to 3rd. Nice stop by Filos, long throw on the money, and the side is retired in the 6th.
This is it.
We go to the final frame. Harvard Westlake has bent, but they have not broken. They lead 2-1 going to the 7th here on Fox Sports Prep Zone.
CIF Southern Section asks that you please remain off the field at the end of tonight's game. The violators will be arrested for trespassing and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Thank you for your cooperation.
Gabe Galab warming up for the 7th inning, and these are scheduled for 7-inning contests here in the high school stages. Ford CIF Southern Section Division I title game's been a fun one. Lots of offense early. Harvard Westlake answering a 1-run first frame from Murrieta Mesa with 2 runs of their own. Jake Suttleson, the offensive MVP, but Chris Ricks, I know you like Gabe Galab as your MVP of this one if Harvard Westlake can hang on, maneuvering his way around a lot of base runners during his time out there, both inherited and otherwise.
Yeah, Sam, just the way he's coming with his confidence, his moxie. Not only has he performed well in pitching very well and containing these Mesa batters, but I think the rest of his team has also fed off of his confidence and just his demeanor out there on the field. I think it's really had an impact on the rest of the Wolverines, let alone what he's been able to do against a very talented squad offensively for Murrieta Mesa.
Came in the 4th inning with the bases loaded, 1 out, and the top of the order coming up. He got out of it without a run scoring. There was a man in scoring position in the 5th that he did not allow to get across the plate and pitched a 1-2-3 6th inning. Brad Prebe will lead off here in the 7th. He is 1 for 3. First pitch, bunt shown, pulled back, and he pulls the string on a breaking ball, drops it in for strike 1.
No doubles, Cam. Nothing on the line, Cam.
Nice start for Galab, continuing to do what he's been doing.
Fastball off the outside corner, 1-1.
Just missed, Sam.
Mob headed to Navy next year. Is 1-1. Hit in the air left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So the tying run is aboard here for Murrieta Mesa in the 7th.
Keep pounding. Hey, take what they give. Come on, Leo.
Coach Wade for Murrieta Mesa out to talk things over with Kevin Palm. This Mesa team likes to bunt.
That's right, Sam. I mean, we've talked about it. The drag bunt, push bunts, suicide bunts. I mean, we've seen some of it tonight. And again, to advance the runners, no outs, get that guy on second base and in the scoring position to at least tie and give you a shot in the bottom of the 7th, maybe send this thing to extra innings. Coach Wade is going to do whatever he needs to do. Again, playing that game within the game to give the Rams a shot to extend this ball game.
Bob throws to first, and Prebe's back in time. He is one of the half-dozen Mesa players with 10 or more stolen bases on the season. He has 12 and 15 attempts. And the pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Two to 1 the score in the top of the 7th inning. And now there will be a meeting, and Coach Halpert out for Harvard Westlake. He's going to leave Golub out there.
Yeah, that's a good move. Let the big guy finish it. You see the confidence he displays. He wants to finish this thing. I don't see any nervousness or doubt in Gabe Golub. I think he just needs to settle down, get refocused, see what's at hand, and just dial in with the batter at the plate.
Tying run is Brad Prebe at first base. No one out here in the final frame.
Kevin Palm's done it from the rubber tonight. Now at the plate with a great chance to keep the Rams in this baseball game.
Fastball away. 2 balls, no strikes.
Nice spot, Gabe, all day. Boy, Gabe. Outstanding pitch, Gabe. Keep pounding.
Mesa crowd urging on the Rams to try and tie here in the 7th. Throw to first, and back in time is Prebe. Count is 2-0. He caught the inside corner for strike 1.
Could have gone either way on that call, just on the inside. But Kevin Palm shook his head like, yeah, I know I could have hit that one. Expect that ball comes close again in that area. Kevin Palm to pull the trigger.
Throw to first. Prebe back again. No one out, top of the 7th. 1-run contest. Harvard Westlake's lost only once outside of Mission League play. 2-1 at the knees, strike 2.
Surprised not to see Kevin take a swing at that pitch. Now the pressure's really on. Got a 2-2 count, and behind if you're Kevin Palm, and Gabe Golub still throwing with a lot of confidence.
Okay.
2-2 pitch. Missed outside. So a full count here. And this pitch can really change the dynamic of this inning one way or another. And it'll have to wait. Another toss over to first. Prebe back again. Only one stolen base tonight for Murrieta Mesa. Three-two. Swung on and popped up. First baseman Slattery under it in foul ground. He'll make the catch. And there's one gone in the 7th. Austin Salcedo is next. He is 1 for 3.
And this is where, if you're Harvard Westlake, Sam, you can taste it. You can smell it, you can taste that CIF championship. It's been 3 years since they've been here. And again, the toughest division in all the CIF Southern section.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's 2-1. It's been this score since the end of the first inning. Murrieta Mesa has stranded 9 on the base pass, and a 10th potentially is standing on first. Throw over there, and back in time is Prebe.
What up, man? Yeah, if we can grab him before all the ceremony and stuff, yeah, let him party a little bit. All right, Karen, here we go.
0-1. Swung on, line drive into center field, a base hit. Salcedo's got himself a multi-hit game, and more importantly for Mesa, tying run is in scoring position.
Hey! Same shit, Johnny!
What a job by Salcedo at the plate, just sitting back, waiting on it, and then driving it right over second base to keep this game alive, and the Rams' hopes for a D1 title alive as well.
Not one. Nothing by you.
First pitch misses to Hunter Woodruff. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out to left field to end the first, grounded out to end the third inning, and struck out in the fifth. A .337 hitter on the year with 2 home runs and 24 RBI. And he tries to lay down a bunt, missed. And that is strike 1. Prebe, the tying run at second. Salcedo, the go-ahead run at first.
I expect Galop to go right at him.
Swing and a miss. Throws the fastball right by him.
Yeah, I think if you're big number 28 right here, Sam, you don't mess around with any off-speed stuff, risk something getting behind your catcher and getting to the backstop, allowing that run to get even closer to scoring position or score. I say, hey, if you're going to beat me, you got to hit me. Go right after him with that fastball.
1-2.
Just missed that outside corner of the strike zone for Galop.
Bob has struck out 3. In his 3 innings of work tonight. Sets at the belt, the 2-2. Swung on, line drive into center field, a base hit. Prebe is held at third, and the bases are loaded for Murrieta Mesa here in the top of the 7th.
I think that might have been something off speed, Sam, and Woodruff sits back on it, drives it right in the same spot as his teammate, right over second base in the center field. And as you mentioned, partner, bases are juiced. 1 out for the Rams here in the top of 7.
Andy Thomas is 1 for 2 tonight. His coach has called him the best baseball player this young Murrieta Mesa program has ever had.
Wow.
He's committed to Baylor, and he's up with the bases loaded and 1 out in the championship game.
Hey,
And his team
Johnny,
must score a run here to keep this game going.
hey, it's the guy you want. Get your grounder.
Double play ends the game. And now we'll add some drama to this with Coach Halpert coming out for Harvard Westlake. They've had a man warming up in the bullpen for quite some time. This is actually not Coach Halpert, it's one of the assistants. This is just another confidence boost. Joe Guntz is the pitching coach for Harvard Westlake. Mesa base runners will return to their bags. Pribay is at third, Salcedo at second, Woodruff at first.
Hey, it's the guy you want, Cam.
Mesa couldn't have asked for much better than this.
Yeah. Chance to tie it up, maybe even win the ball game if he can take the lead here with the bases loaded for Andrew Thomas.
They've left him loaded twice. First pitch is low and inside, ball one.
Nice shot there of the Mesa faithful in the background on their feet, as well as the Rams team in the dugout. They've got some pretty colorful rituals going on down there, spinning bats, putting dirt on the bat, and some other things kind of keep this thing going.
The 1-0. Fastball away, and it was not close.
Galab doing the smart thing there, coming off the bumps behind, taking some deep breaths, refocusing, regathering himself, picking up some dirt, just locking in. I'm going to try to block out those three runners around you and just lock in the guy at the plate. And Andrew Thomas, trying to get him maybe hit into a double play, win yourself a CIF title.
2-0. Bouncing it off the dish, Matt Thomas for the moment saves the lead with the block.
Yeah.
But it's 3 balls, no strikes, and there is nowhere to put Andy Thomas.
Let's go, Galab. Game.
Three and 0. Ball 4, we are tied at 2.
Wow.
Go, Nico.
Harvard Westlake no choice but to take out Galab. He pitched extremely well for the most part tonight, but in the 7th, ran into a jam that he just could not find his way out of.
Yeah. And that's tough for Gabe. Came so close. And that young man battled. I mean, he did his job on the mound. Only run given up. You saw there walking a man in. You would have liked to have him to have that moment at the end, wrapping it up. He was my star player of the game coming into the end here. And still might be. But we'll see what the Rams can generate here. The bases loaded still, and now a tie ball game.
And there is only one out on the board. Nico Manucci is going to be the new pitcher. He'll get warmed up. Manucci making his 15th appearance of the season. He's the closer. 2-0, 4 saves. He has allowed 1 earned run in 19 innings of work. 28 strikeouts in those 19 innings. He's a junior, and he has been outstanding all season long, only allowing 8 hits, but he has given up 13 walks. And still nowhere to put a Mesa Ram. Caden Matkins will be the batter. Matkins had an infield single back in the second inning, popped out behind home plate in the fourth, and he popped out to shortstop to end the fifth. Runners back to their bases. Austin Salcedo is the go-ahead run. He'll be at third. Hunter Woodruff is at second, and Andy Thomas drawing the RBI walk. He is at first base. Chris, who's got more pressure on him now? Is it Minucci coming in fresh, bases loaded? Or is it the batter, Caden Matkins, who's got an opportunity to give Murrieta Mesa its first ever CIF title?
Well, I think it's both. The number one team-wise, I think more pressure is on Harvard Westlake because they had all the momentum. Now it's all gone on the other side for Mesa. As far as players, you've got a player just coming in Minucci pitching, but Matkins hasn't had a great night at the plate, so I think there's some pressure on him as well, Sam.
Hey, be on time with him. You know, be correct, Johnny, do it, baby. Dear, stay with this
Caden Matkins, the senior.
Stay with him, dear.
Stepping in. First pitch on the way, and he will take low, ball one.
Cam.
And right away, Matt Thomas out to talk to the reliever. Harvard Westlake, no matter what, is going to have 3 more offensive outs to work with. But will they be in a tie ball game? Will they be trailing?
Yeah.
1-0. Low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, if you're Coach Halpert and Coach Joe Guntz, a pitching coach for Harvard Westlake, you're just dropping your head saying, what happened in the past 20 minutes or so?
They have been in some jams throughout the night. 2-0. Swung on, ground ball to short. Thomas coming home, and the throw is in time. The infield in, and Harvard Westlake gets that second out without the run scoring.
What a play by John Thomas at the shortstop position, Sam. Wasn't a hard hit ball, as you'll see here, folks, at home and on your tablets. Took a little time to get there, but Thomas just gets it, steps, rips it. Nice job by Thomas behind the plate, keeping his foot on the plate, scooping it out of the dirt, getting the out at home, keeping this game tied at 2 apiece. Heads up play by the shortstop and Thomas.
Zach Philos, the batter. He is 1 for 2, singled in the second, walked in the fourth, rounded out to the mound in the 6th inning. Tie ball game, 2 apiece, the final frame of regulation. First pitch, ground ball, left side. Backhand stop by Thomas. Throw to second, they get the out, and the threat is averted again. Mesa leaves them loaded. They do tie the score, but can't take the lead here in the 7th.
Not exactly what you wanted if you're Coach Halpert and Harvard Westlake. You wanted to get out of there and just end it, but next to that, the best thing that you could have had with the bases loaded and a chance for the Rams to take the lead. As you mentioned, Sam, you keep the bases loaded, you stop the damage, and you still have a chance to win your CIF title in the bottom of the 7th.
Just unbelievable. The amount of base runners Mesa has left in this game. They leave them loaded in the 2nd, the 4th, 2 on in the 5th, and now loaded again in the 7th inning. All told, 8 men left in scoring position in a 7-inning game.
Wow. And how many on base? 28?
Close to it, 12 and counting.
Wow.
Gabe Galab's final totals are in 3 innings. He allows 1 earned run on 4 hits. He walked 2 batters, 1 intentionally, and 1 to bring in a run. And he has struck out 3. So now who will be the hero? No one's been able to figure out Kevin Palm so far. He's allowed 1 ball to leave the infield, 1 man to reach base. That was on a walk. Mesa 2 runs on 11 hits, no errors. They have left 12 on the base pass. Harvard Westlake 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and they've stranded 4. First pitch here to Casey Slattery, and he'll take a strike.
Palm coming right after him. First strike, huge to start off the count.
Oh,
that hit him?
Dirt.
I thought it hit his leg. He had something as a batter. If it hit me, I used to fake that it didn't hit me because I didn't want to go to first. I wanted to stay up there and hit. Wondering if Slattery did on that play.
Ground ball, hit over to first. Nicely played by Woodruff, and he'll do it himself for out number 1. 12 straight retired here by Kevin Palm.
Come on, Casey.
You smelling extra innings, partner?
Certainly feels like it right now. And looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for Matt Thomas. Harvard Westlake going to the bench, and Thomas has been great behind the plate. But J.P. Corrigan has a bat in his hands.
Can they get to Jake Settleson? Can he get to the plate for the Wolverines?
Corrigan, a freshman, is hitting .280 on the season. First pitch, he'll take a strike. One down in the bottom of the 7th inning, tie ball game. 0-1. Breaking
nice
ball.
Pitch.
For strike 2.
Kevin Palm has had that curveball dialed in all night, Sam.
Ground ball to short. Prebe loads and gets his man.
Prebe, he's nice. He's a clean player.
Gyro, get the boy up.
Plays out there with some swagger too, Sam Farber.
13 straight retired here by Kevin Palm. And he has faced 15 batters and retired almost everyone, save 1 walk, on a total of 60 pitches.
Impressive.
Gerard, the batter, he'll take a strike. 0-1. Bunts at third base side,
nice.
Well placed. Philo's charge, barehand pickup, throws to first, not in time.
Boy, that could have gone either way, Sam Farber. That was such a bang-bang play. We'll take another look from our great camera crew here at Fox Sports Prep Zone. Take a look. Lays it down nice down the third base side. Philos comes up gunning. Boy, that's close. I'd like to say on that one, the tie goes to the runner.
First hit tonight off Kevin Palm. Brings up Paul Giacomazzi, who is 1 for 2. And it puts Jake Suttleson in the on-deck circle.
Uh-oh.
First pitch is inside, ball 1.
Looking at Suttleson on deck, he's smiling. Confident young man, wants to be in this position. Question is, will he get a shot with 2 outs?
Toss to first, back in time is Gerard. Palm exuding confidence on the mound from the stretch. And the 1-0 is bunted third base side. Philo's charge, bare hand pickup, throw to first. That's not in time.
Who's known as a bunting team? Thought it was Murrieta Mesa.
Back-to-back bunt singles.
Check out the Harvard Westlake Wolverines laying it down again, right in the same spot, third base side. Philos tries again to get it over. A little bit later on that one. Now runners on first and second. Got your winning run and scoring position for the Wolverines.
And this will be round 2 between Jake Suttleson at the plate and Kevin Palm. The first round went decidedly to Palm, who just busted out that curveball and makes Suttleson, who has 11 home runs and has hit well over 400 this year, look like anything but the superstar batter he is. I can't say Palm has looked nervous. I mean, the 2 fairly well-placed bunts, but I don't know what else he can do.
Well, and again, as a pitcher, I was taught as a pitcher, you want to throw right at that bat if a guy's showing bunt. You don't want to throw something in the dirt, throw a pass ball, throw it right at him, hope he messes up and bunts it right back towards you. Those are 2 perfectly placed bunts, Sam, right down the third base side. And even with a great third baseman like Philos, he's not able to get up, get that ball over to first in time with some speedy runners for the Wolverines.
Jake Suttleson, RBI triple in the first, a walk in the second, and he struck out in the 5th.
Well, this is your MVP, right? I mean, for the season. This is a chance for you to come through and be the MVP of the Division I championship game, bring the title back to Harvard Westlake.
Again. Let's go, baby.
Takes the fastball for strike 1.
Big one, that boy. All we need is a punt.
Outfielders are playing somewhat shallow. They want to be in position to make a throw home and be able to get Gerard in case of a hit, and he'll be off and running on contact. The 0-1, fastball away.
Look at that huge gap between third and short on the left side.
There's a variety of ways to play it. You're obviously playing, expecting if Suttleson hits it on the ground, you want that outfielder to throw it in. On the other hand, we've seen him hit it to the warning track here already.
Yeah, I can't not miss that huge gap between Pribe and Philos there on the left side. Pribe trying to get back in position.
1-1. Swing and a little nubber off the end of the bat. Philos charging, fires to first. They get Suttleson and get out of the jam.
Wow. Couldn't get the first 2 with the bunts. Suttleson hits it right to him. Nice charge by Philos and is able to get the big fella at first.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We've reached the end of regulation, and we need more baseball. Tied at 2, heading to the 8th inning here in the Ford CIF Southern Section Division I championship game. Harvard Westlake, 2 runs on 6 hits tonight. They've committed 1 error defensively, and they have left 6 men on the bases. Murrieta Mesa, 2 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They have stranded a dozen. In a Major League Baseball game, that's a lot.
Yeah.
In a high school game, that's almost 2 per inning.
Nothing surprises you in a Division I championship game, right, Sam?
This is about as much offense as you can have without having much offense.
Yeah. Well, it's a championship game, and I know my son Bobby is into this game, and even though it's the end of regulation and maybe past his bedtime, I don't expect little Bobby to be going to bed anytime soon. So, Bobby, I know you're watching this on the prep zone, sitting at home and enjoying the game. I love you, son. He had a baseball game today for the Little Angels. Bobby did.
Even further into the future of the major leagues.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure if they won. I hope they did. Yeah, obviously, we were working during that time for the D2 game.
A busy night here at San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino. Harvard Westlake held the early lead after 2 runs in the first thanks to Jake Suttelson's RBI triple, but Mesa, after stranding 3 in the second and 3 more in the fourth and 2 in the fifth, finally got a bases loaded walk in the 7th inning to score a run. However, with the bases loaded still and only 1 out, they couldn't push another run home. So now it's all set up. The 8th inning ready to begin, tied at 2. Kyle Palm will lead off. Palm is 1 for 3. And he will take low ball 1.
Nice pitch from Minucci. He had everything into that one. The low fastball. Palm just not able to catch up with it.
Minucci wheels and deals. He missed low.
Hey, that's where you want to be, man. That's the ground ball, that boy. All day, Nico.
2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 8th inning, base is empty, just into extras.
Sam, could you ask for anything more? On a beautiful Saturday night, minor league stadium playing for the Division I championship, and we're in extra innings.
We've had a couple of great games here. 2-1. Strike 2.
That's when it really feels like a major league stadium, when you hear the charge, you know, over the loudspeakers.
Both these fan bases really into it.
Yeah.
Mesa brought a busload of fans and alumni and support. Harvard Westlake, Murrieta Mesa drove everyone from the town up. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Minucci, some extra effort in that one, lost his cap on the throw, but still gets the strikeout.
Up.
So 1 out, and the top of the order will come back up. Justin Randall started the scoring today, singling in the first, then racing around the bases. On a Brad pre-base single to right, aided by an error. He came across. Since then, a walk and 2 strikeouts. You can't catch lightning, does have 3 home runs on the season. First pitch, takes outside, ball 1.
Randall's cooled off a little bit here late in this game, Sam, but I expect 42 to come through with something here.
1 ball, no strikes. Fastball on the outer edge, 1-1. Murrieta Mesa 26-7 on the season. champs of the Southwestern League, their first ever league title in baseball. Harvard Westlake 25-8 with a 14-1 record outside of Mission League action. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball falls in for strike 2.
That's really the first one I've seen from Minucci drop out of the bottom floor. Tremendous movement on that, starting high and ended up at the ankles of Justin Randall.
Pressure on every pitch here. It's tie ball game in the 8th inning. 1-2, fastball, fouled out of the mitts of Matt Thomas. Brad Prebe, who scored the tying run, is in the on-deck circle. One-two. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Boy, Minucci just blew it by Justin Randall. Randall was almost flat-footed there, swinging the bat. And that thing was moving.
So here comes Prebe. Classic stirrups, baggy pants. He has singled twice tonight in a 2-for-4 effort.
Those are the classic stirrups. You know, those aren't the socks with the stirrup built into them.
No, no.
I like it. That old school swag, Sam Farber.
It's just like Dion told you. Look good, feel good.
If you look good.
1 ball, no strikes after the first miss outside. Prebe. Waiting on the 1-0. Swings and misses.
I mean, with Randall and with Prebe, I don't know if it's them starting their swing late or if Minucci is just getting something extra on his fastball right now, because it seems like that ball's already in the mitt by the time they finish their swing. Both Randall and Prebe just seem really late on the last 2 fastballs, almost flat-footed.
It almost looks like they're starting too late on a changeup more than...
Yeah, we're expecting off speed.
1-1 is high, 2 balls and a strike. 2 gone here in the top of the 8th. Harvard Westlake in red with the white pants. Murrieta Mesa in charcoal gray uniforms. This D1 title game, the final high school baseball game in the CIF Southern section. 2-1.
Just
ball away.
I see you flinching. Come on, Billy.
Kevin Palm, who has pitched brilliantly tonight, is on deck.
You go, Nico.
3-1. And it's
Jammed him.
popped up. That looked like ball 4. Instead, it'll be out 3. Caught by Gerard, a 1-2-3 inning for Minucci. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Still tied at 2 here on Fox Sports Prep Zone.
Nice job by Nick, not giving Bradley a chance to really turn on something. A little high heat jammed him. And then Prebe, after he touched first base, hit himself on the head, Sam, knowing that he chased one on that last pitch.
Let's go, Gabe.
So now Harvard Westlake will try and come through with that winning run. It's a walk-off situation from here on out for Harvard Westlake. They have had an opportunity for Jake Settleson, but he grounded out to third. Sam Farber, Chris Ricks here with you on Fox Sports Prep Zone. Thomas, Deere, and Kaplan due up. The one advantage that Harvard-Westlake has, maybe over a team like Mesa, is the depth of star power. Mesa, it's kind of one guy in Andy Thomas, who is that marquee next level bat. They've got a lot of really good hitters, but in terms of that next level talent, he's the guy you circle. For Harvard-Westlake. There is a deeper range, and they're going to draw upon it here.
Yeah, good point.
John Thomas, committed to USC, will lead off, and he takes outside ball 1. Thomas 0 for 2 had a sac fly, though, to right field that reached the warning track. 1-0 pitch. Takes high. Well, appealed to third. He didn't go around.
Smooth it out, cutter.
2-0. Three balls, no strikes.
The high heat again.
Harvard-Westlake does not run nearly as much as Mesa does, but if anyone is a speedster, it's John Thomas. He'll take a strike, 3-1. Outfield shading him to pull to right. 3-1. Popped up. In foul ground, the pitcher, Palm, will do it himself. Kevin Palm's not messing around.
He's doing everything he can to will his team to victory, Sam. I mean, he has just been an absolute warrior on the mound tonight. He's gotten some help offensively, just not as much as you'd want as a pitcher.
And of all those at-bats with runners in scoring position or the bases loaded, he's the only one of the few guys who hasn't had one.
Yeah.
I mean, he was up with a runner at second in the first inning, but the guy was picked off before he could single. So if he was there, he would have singled. This game would have been over. Here's the pitch, swung on and popped foul back into the seats.
Coming right towards
Cameron
us.
Deere.
It's funny, you see the girls getting away from the foul ball and all the guys charging towards it, trying to catch it and save the young ladies.
Breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Pre-Bay has it. And there's out number 2.
Automatic.
Six innings tonight for Kevin Palm. He has allowed 2 hits and 1 walk. Leo Kaplan is the batter. Northwestern commit, 0 for 3 tonight, and he'll take the first pitch curveball for a strike.
That's huge for a pitcher, as I've talked about throughout the game, and getting ahead of the count, putting that first ball inside the strike zone, and Palm ahead already.
Fly ball down the right field line, hustling over and dropping it is Randall. Over to second base goes Kaplan. That should be an error. It's quite a run for Randall.
I think that
one hit him in the webbing.
And I think it might have gotten in the lights for him. Lucky to get a glove on that one, but in defense of Randall, that thing I think was right in the line of some of these bright lights, maybe a little bit brighter than most high school stadiums that these young men play in, being a minor league ball field with some bright lumens coming out of the sky. And I saw just a little hesitation from the beginning as the ball jumped off the bat. So he got in position, but I think just at the end, just to see them a little bit, and wasn't able to pull it in.
Lauren Frank, a sophomore, up with a runner in scoring position, tie game, extra innings, and the first pitch fastball's in for a strike Frank hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield yet. The outfielders playing a bit more shallow, except in right. 0-1. Missed away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And obviously this game could end at any moment here. Let me say right now, Kevin Palm needs a scholarship somewhere.
Yeah.
This guy could play. Mesa pressing the pause button here.
Yeah, think about it.
And I'm not entirely sure why. They've got their pitcher locked in, and now they're going to sub out their right fielder. They're going to pull Randall. And they'll bring in Andrew Dunkel to play right field. And Randall has been special tonight. Maybe the coach is sensing his right fielder might be a little more overcome with that mistake and didn't want to allow for another one.
Or maybe Justin has something in his eye or something wrong with his vision. You know, you never know. A little surprised at that call with a guy as dependable as that and one of your go-to guys, but you hope everything's okay with Mr. Randall for him to come out of the game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes. Pitch is in for a strike, throw to third, not in time. There's Leo Kaplan, the winning run.
And what a jump from Leo Kaplan from second to third. Even if that throw was right on the money, he would have beaten that throw.
I mean, he was into his slide as the throw was being made.
Perfect timing as a base runner.
So much pressure, let's go.
Still, though, there's 2 strikes on the board. Kevin Palm. It's almost as if all these conversations, all these moves are serving more of a disservice here. And now they're going to go ahead and walk. The base is loaded, and Palm is saying, what are you doing? I've got 2 strikes. So the coaches elect to take away a 1-2 count to Lauren Frank and intentionally walk him.
Interesting.
And then intentionally walk Slattery so they can face a pinch hitter.
And get an easier force out.
Well, it puts a force at any base, yes. But you've got a confident pitcher who's in a rhythm, and he had 2 strikes. You've taken away an opportunity to end the inning right then and there.
Yeah, and some of the Mesa fans here in the stands questioning the call, curious as well. An interesting call nonetheless.
I mean, to me, and look, coaches know a lot more than we do about their players and about their situations, but the reaction that means the most to me is Kevin Palm's. He obviously wanted to throw.
Sure.
So now a pinch hitter back in, or I should say the catcher back in. It's Matt Thomas. A 194 hitter on the year with just 4 runs batted in. First pitch. He'll take a strike.
Comes
it's
right
0-1.
at him with that low fastball. Maybe it's a tap into that adrenaline gland a little bit more of Kevin Palm. I think there was a little more velocity on that pitch.
Breaking
Look
ball
at that.
buckles the knees.
He's going to get out of this thing one way or another.
Brad Prebe went up to give him some words, and Kevin Palm shot him a look like, what are you doing here? Get back over to short.
It's like Major League, right? Strike this guy out.
0-2 in the dirt. And the runner is caught between second and third. They're just going to let him go. Andy Thomas does not even want to try a throw, does not want to let Lauren Frank sucker him into a pickle play where something odd could happen. He wants the ball in the right hand of Kevin Palm.
That might be Benny the Jet Rodriguez out there. I mean, they're not taking any chances in the pickle.
The 1-2. Swung on, hit in the air, shallow center, charging in Salcedo. He dives, he makes the catch. Mesa gets out of it.
There's a throw down to third on a stolen base. And that last hit, right in shallow center. Salcedo got a great jump on it and a sliding catch to keep the game tied at 2. Partner, I don't know what you're doing after this, but I'm going home and watching Major League. I'm telling you. Either Major League or the Natural, maybe Sandlot, but the baseball juices are definitely flowing, Sam Farber. After what we had in that D2 title game with South Hills capturing the win over Redlands East Valley in a dramatic fashion. And now going into the 9th inning, this is a real baseball game now. 9 innings, come on.
This is something else. I think we've said it a couple of times. I'll say it again. I can't recall a game that's had more offensive opportunities with less actual offense. The two teams have combined to strand 21 base runners.
That's unbelievable.
Gotta love Kevin Palm, too. I mean, this is
He's
a
a
guy,
fighter. Kid's a gamer.
Coaching staff said this is a guy who is projected to get offers, which is coach speak for saying,
yeah,
this kid needs to have an offer, and I don't know why he doesn't. And, I mean, you look at, you know, a lot of times you'll look at someone's size and weight and say, well, you know, there's something missing here. Palm's 6'1", and his heart is as big as anyone I can recall seeing.
How big and tall is Tim Lincecum? I mean, is he 6'4", 6'5"? Doesn't look that imposing to me. Worked out pretty well for him.
Palm has gone 6 1/3. He now has 3 walks on his ledger, but 2 his coach called for, and he was mad about it. The only 2 hits are bunt singles.
Yeah.
And while it was a pretty good play in center field by Salcedo, you got to give him credit for it. It was not a hard hit ball.
Yeah.
So we're ready for the top of the 9th now.
Top of 9. Love hearing that in a high school baseball game, you know?
And guess who's leading off? Kevin Palm.
We got 2 Palms for Mesa. We got 2 Thomases for Harvard Westlake. There's a connection there.
I mean, at some point, Palm's going to have some kind of pitch limit. Mesa's warming someone up in the bullpen right now.
You know who I know is loving the extra innings in a game like this, atmosphere like this? Our crew.
Yeah.
Right, guys in the truck. I mean, Nick Davis, everybody's loving the extra innings here. Fox Sports West in the prep zone.
Nanucci back to work to Palm. He's swinging for the fences, and he went right through a fastball. It's 0-1. Palm is 1 for 4 tonight. And again, under the woulda, coulda, shoulda, he was up in the first inning with a runner at second who was picked off just before he singled.
Are we still actually making this decision?
1 ball, 1 strike. Punched foul
I am not going
in the
to
first
be
row of seats.
shooting the interview.
And it's a ball and 2 strikes here to Kevin Palm. .311 hitter with 1 home run and 25 runs batted in. Also a speedster, 15 stolen bases this year. So if he gets on, he can create his own offense. And the way he's pitched, he might feel, I might need to. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Takes low. And all the while, Nico Minucci's just gone out there and he's been very calm and composed in some tough situations. He came in bases loaded, one out, and got his team out of it.
Yeah, we got a 2-2 count now for Minucci. He come with something off speed.
Fastball hit in the air, center field. Lots of time for Suttleson. He's there. And there's out number one. Austin Salcedo coming up next. He is 2 for 4 tonight.
Had the nice little web gem at the end of the last inning. Look at that stance. Wide open right leg.
And he belts it out to right field. Giacomazzi's going to have to run after this one. It's over his head and all the way to the wall. Salcedo will stop at second with a double.
Nice rip from Salcedo to deep right field, and I think that's Giacomazzi in there. Nice job getting it in quick. I thought for sure that was a triple. Salcedo holds up at 2. Got to believe that was per instruction of the third base coach. But nonetheless, Mesa with a runner in scoring position. 1 out in the top of the 9th.
Salcedo has 19 stolen bases this year, including 1 tonight. Woodruff swings and misses at the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1. Throws a fastball by him, and the count goes to 0-2. Woodruff singled in that 7th inning with his team down a run to load the bases. Andy Thomas came up next, drew a walk on 4 pitches to tie the game at 2. 0-2 pitch, low.
One thing I like about Minucci, Sam, is him moving the ball all different parts of the strike zone. Last ball really high up in the zone, this one low. He's got pretty good control, but hitting different locations, keeping hitters on their heels.
Throws the fastball by him, strike 3 swinging. Nico Minucci is impressive. As Kevin Palm has been, Minucci has been as good in these late inning clutch situations. And now Andy Thomas coming up. He has been walked intentionally once before, and it wouldn't shock me if they do it again, and they have. They'll intentionally walk him and not face the Baylor commit with that go-ahead run stationed at second. So he draws his 3rd straight walk. And Caden Matkins, 1 for 4, an infield single back in the 2nd. Since then, a pair of pop-ups, and he's hit into a fielder's choice.
Well, that's the thing, Sam. You mentioned these pitchers, and when you're in games like this with this kind of talent, such great pitching, you know, you're not going to have as many runs you have in league play or during the season. I mean, 2-2, generally a low-scoring game where these teams are generally scoring double digits in runs.
Caden Matkins, the senior, waits. First pitch is low, ball 1.
Minucci at 30 pitches. There you see the pitch count there, upper part of your graphic.
Throw to second. They got Salcedo. Will step aside, heading to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 2 in this D1 championship game. high school baseball equivalent, more or less, of a complete game shutout at this point. He has thrown 6 1/3 scoreless innings. The only 2 hits are bunt singles. He's walked 3. 2 of those were intentional, called for by his coach, which he seemed visibly upset about. But now he once again has to go out there on the mound, extended deep into this game, and tackle a very tough Harvard-Westlake lineup in a tie ball game.
And an interesting dynamic I noticed at the end of that inning is Austin Salcedo getting picked off at second. What if he would have gone to third? Whether that was a base coach holding him up or if that was his own conviction as he rounded second to stay at second, less of a likely chance you're getting picked off at third base. Is Mesa still at the plate, and do they score a run that inning? But a tremendous pickoff move by Minucci to end the inning nonetheless for the Wolverines.
Julian Gerard, the batter. First pitch, a strike. On the inner half, it's 0-1. Gerard is 1 for 3, a bunt single. He was the first bunt single off Kevin Palm. Takes outside, 1-1. And now the third baseman, Zach Philos, has creeped in. He was playing inside the bag. Now he's even with it. The 1-1. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2. Breaking ball missed inside.
Don't jump the gun there, Billy.
Again, nice movement on that pitch from Palm.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down by way of the K goes Gerard.
When in doubt, blow it by him.
5 strikeouts tonight for Kevin Palm.
Or in the words of the great philosopher, Coach Lou from Major League, forget the curveball, Kevin. Give him the heater.
First pitch to Giacomazzi is off the mark. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Swings for the fences and comes up empty. It's 1-1.
Speaking of Giacomazzi and the fences, again, that was a nice play by him getting to the wall quick. And I think that was Salcedo, as he took a peek back in that last inning, saw how quickly Giacomazzi got to it.
Now bunt play gets past Palm. Barehand attempt by the shortstop Pribe. No one can pick it up. And it's a bunt single here for Giacomazzi. His second in as many at-bats, and he's now 3 for 4. And Harvard-Westlake has the winning run aboard.
I'm surprised that ball got by Palm. It's a bunt, not hit very hard. It somehow got by the pitcher at number 8, and then Pribe couldn't come up with it.
Number 15, Jake Somelson.
Here's Jake Suttleson. And the runner goes. He swung and missed. Throw to second. In time. They call for a hit and run, and the pitch was too far out of the strike zone for Suttleson to get it.
And a nice throw by Andy Thomas, but an even more impressive play by Kyle Palm to climb the ladder, get it, and get down and get the tag down. Looked very close. I thought it was maybe a tie, but the umpire's right there on the spot, has a closer angle than I do, and calls him out.
0-1. Suttleson swings and loops it into shallow center. 3 converge on it, and the shortstop Pribe will make the grab. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. Wow. 9 innings is not enough. We played a major league regulation game and still need more. Tied at 2 here in San Bernardino. Harvard-Westlake has had to go back into the bullpen. They brought out Jesse Bergen, a 6'3" sophomore, and he will now take over on the mound. Bergen 9-2 on the year, and he is that young ace for Harvard-Westlake. Pitched in that Jay Serra game and was the winning pitcher. Harvard-Westlake head coach Jared Halpert said, I'll use him if I need him, but I've got other guys that I'm expecting to use first. Well, they've been used.
I'm surprised Manucci still isn't in the ballgame.
He pitched very well, but you were talking about his pitch count before, and maybe, just maybe, he had reached the end of it. 2 2/3 innings for the junior, allowing only 1 hit, and really the best of his work came in the 7th. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he got out of it without the run scoring. Struck out 3 and had 1 intentional walk.
Well, it's interesting, Sam. You know this. In high school baseball, you've got inning limits per week for pitchers. Nothing with a pitch count. I wouldn't be surprised in the near future to see a pitch count implemented with high school pitchers, not just on innings. I mean, these guys are throwing so many pitches, and right now it's up to the coach, to really look out for their pitchers and their arms. But again, I think sometime in the future we'll see a pitch count implemented, not just innings per week for the pitchers and how much they throw.
So the top of the 10th is here. Bottom third of the order is up. Caden Matkins, Zach Philos, and Kyle Palm due up here for Murrieta Mesa. First pitch from Bergen.
Landed
and the
down.
bunt's laid down. Picked up by Bergen. Throw to first in plenty of time. So no nerves from the sophomore.
See, that's it. Throw it right at that bat, and a lot of times you're going to get that bunt right back to you, or at least close to you as a pitcher, where you can make that play. Not many teams are going to be able to bunt as well as Murrieta Mesa has done tonight, laying it down the first base side, laying it down the third base line. That's considered a bad bunt for Mesa if you talk to Coach Bryn Wade.
Zach Philos, the batter. He's 1 for 3, singled in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. Since then, a couple of groundouts. First pitch, he swings, and it's a soft liner into left field. And now the ball gets away on the throw back into the diamond. He's into 2nd on the air.
Wow.
Go-ahead run in scoring position, although that's basically been the entire night for Murrieta Mesa. But now a different pitcher and a young one having to deal with this kind of pressure in this championship game. Kyle Palm is the batter. Coach Wade talked about him glowingly, saying he's the only junior starter on a team with a bunch of seniors. Had to fight tooth and nail to keep his spot in the starting lineup. Can he be the hero? First pitch, he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1.
And that's tough for Bergen. You think you're just giving up a single. All of a sudden, you've got an overthrow, an unforced error, and you've got a man in scoring position. Even more pressure on you as a pitcher coming into the ball game.
Bouncer hit over to short. Thomas has it. Throw to third is not in time. That was the only play he was going to have. It'll be an infield single, and now the go-ahead run is 90 feet from home here in the top of the 10th. And the young man who came in for Justin Randall defensively a couple innings ago, Andrew Dunkel, will be the batter. Dunkel, a 158 hitter on the season. He is 3 for 19, a senior. He will step in for the biggest at-bat maybe in Mesa school history.
Let's hope he doesn't hear that. So that's a lot of pressure, even in only 6 years. And again, we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, but I think you've got to mention it again. I mean, the school, Murrieta Mesa, opened in 2009. never won league, let alone been in playoffs. Last year, they're last place in their league. This year, they win league. They run the gamut in the playoffs, and they're in the Division I championship game, toughest division in CIF Southern Section. What a job by Coach Bryn Wade, his staff, getting the team what they've done just in the past 12 months in his second year as head coach. Nothing short of impressive. But they want to finish this thing. You know, we've talked about maybe a team of destiny, whether they believe that or not. They know they've put themselves in position to bring the first CIF championship, not just in baseball, but in any sport, back to the school, hang that banner, get that ring. They've got a chance with a runner on third to at least take the lead, put even more pressure on Harvard Westlake coming into the bottom of the 10th.
Coach, watch your head there. Coach.
Andrew Dunkel. His first at-bat of the night. Bergen started to look to third and then started running at the third base bag. Everyone wearing green in the crowd starts yelling balk. And as awkward as that is, it is legal in high school.
Yeah.
First pitch, bunt shown, ball is bounced, and over to second base goes Kyle Palm. It's a wild pitch that puts two men in scoring position. Now Dunkel obviously does not have a whole lot of experience in these situations.
See some of the crew still hanging out in center field, still locked in, locked on Fox. That's our motto.
They're rooting for some type of thrilling end here.
Dunkel, I'm not sure if you don't lay something down the right side, the first baseline, a little bunt, being that he's not in a lot of these situations. They practice bunting so much, bring that run in.
Infielders are in all the way around. He does bunt at first base side. Run coming home. They will tag him out, but the run is scored. 2 down, and Mesa has taken the lead in the 10th.
It is again Dunkel, nice job. Shows bunt early, perfect execution right down the first base line. Nothing you can do if you're Harvard Westlake. Bringing in the game-leading run here in the top of the 10th.
RBI sacrifice for Dunkel. And also an insurance run moved to third. That wild pitch important.
Listen, baby.
Mesa's finally broken through. First pitch here to Prebe is high and inside.
Nice pitch. Now, if I'm Bergen, you really want to mix it up here with the fast stuff and the off speed. That time, the curveball, you want to get Prebe something nice to hit. Comes outside with the fastball.
What is right now an unearned run for Murrieta Mesa. They don't care. They all count the same. They've got the lead, the 2-1. Slapped in the air behind second. Gerard, the second baseman, will make the catch, and that will retire the side. But Mesa has taken the lead in the 10th. One unearned run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man is left on base. Bottom of the 10th inning, Mesa holds the lead. Kevin Palm has been brilliant since the 2nd inning. He's thrown 7 1/3, a complete game for high school baseball. And right now, he is running over to third base. So it will not be him attempting to close it out. Mesa is going to give the ball over, it looks like, to Zach Filos. So Filos takes over on the hill. And Filos, pardon me, one save on the year.
3 outs, led by number 3 on the hill for Murrieta Mesa.
And if we can just glow for a moment more about Kevin Palm, he doesn't factor into the final run really scoring, but he's the MVP of this game. He threw a complete game shutout.
Yeah, he battled.
There he is now taking over at third.
Did everything you could, number 8. Win or lose, nothing to hang your head about, sir.
And you got to imagine somehow, some way, the baseball gods will find a way to involve him in this 10th inning.
Get him a scholarship.
And then again for Harvard Westlake, there are plenty of heroes on that lineup as well. They'll lead off this inning with John Thomas, who is committed to USC.
The other player other than Suttleson hitting over 400 this season.
And you've got Cameron Deere, who's going to Brown next year, the starting pitcher who's been over at third base.
Pretty cool sight. You see all of the Mesa Rams right there on the mound with their pitcher and Mr. Philo saying, hey, let's get this thing done. We got your back.
Zach Philos taking over. After 7 1/3 innings from Kevin Palm, he did not allow a run. He gave up 3 hits. They were all bunt singles. He walked 3. 2 were intentional, called for by his coach. And he struck out 5. Outstanding. First pitch in for a strike to Thomas. It's 0-1. Foul ball back to the screen, strike 2. Pop up, third base side. There's Palm, out number 1.
Not only a long day for our broadcast crew and all the fans here, but these coaches, especially these players. I mean, these young men have been up since early this morning getting ready. Long bus ride especially for Harvard Westlake coming out here to the IE. The heat on top of that. I wonder how that starts to settle in now at past 11 o'clock for a high school baseball game.
Cameron Deere, the batter, he's 1 for 3, and he'll take a strike.
Then again, I'm sure a lot of these men stay up all through the night playing Xbox and PlayStation. You know, maybe the night's just getting started for them with that adrenaline.
Strike 2. In those games and in their dreams when they do go to sleep, they're imagining these moments. Team down a run in the bottom of the 10th inning. Up a run, trying to close it out in a championship game. Both sides, chance to be heroes. The 0-2 outside.
Boy, did you see that quick delivery and release from Philos? Wasn't even a full windup. Just kind of started and boom, got rid of it. Almost painted the upper outside corner.
This time full windup in the 1-2. Missed away.
You don't want to give Mr. Deere anything big to hit.
Foul ball back to the seats. And a nice catch made by a Mesa supporter. These Mesa fans are cheering everything.
Oh, yeah, they're fired up.
2-2. Outside. Deere laying off, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch, fouled straight back. The battle continues. Philos wheels and deals. Swung on, fouled back again. Another payoff pitch. Inside corner, got him looking.
Mr. Deere not liking the call, and we'll take a look. I think this pitch could have gone either way. A little bit inside, but a nice break there at the end. Mr. Home Plate umpire, David Shedlock, felt it got just inside that strike zone, rung up Mr. Deere.
Leo Kaplan, last hope for Harvard Westlake. First pitch, fouls it to the screen, it's 0-1. Bottom of the 10th inning, Murrieta Mesa leading 3-2. Their first ever trip to the postseason. They'd never made the playoffs before. They're in the final here tonight. Fastball off the outside corner. It's 1-1. Leo Kaplan 0 for 4. Reached on an error last inning. The 1-1. Changeup, swings and misses. And now it's final strike time for Harvard Westlake.
Wow. Season of destiny, maybe. They started from the bottom. Now they're here. Murrieta Mesa for the D1 title.
The 1-2. Missed away. Two-two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Murrieta Mesa, for the first time in school history, is CIF Southern Section champions.
Wow.
The Cinderella story complete. Movie script's final period's been added. Murrieta Mesa gets its first ever championship banner.
A huge congratulations to Coach Bryn Wade and his staff and these boys. Take another look at this last pitch from Mr. Philos. Off speed just drops right in the glove of his catcher. Throws his mitt up in celebration. Congratulations, Rams. You are the first trendsetters, first banner and championship ring from Murrieta Mesa.
3 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and a grand total of 14 men left on the bases for Murrieta Mesa. Harvard Westlake 2 runs, 7 hits. They commit 2 errors in the field, and they leave 9. Kevin Palm, your MVP. He gets the win. He's 6-0. Jesse Bergen, the loss, 9-3. And Zach Philos gets the save, his second. Murrieta Mesa, 27-7 on the year. Your CIF Southern Section Division I champions. Harvard Westlake, 25-9. Battled valiantly. Great effort by them. Both teams played wonderfully. One had to win, and it's Murrieta Mesa.
Well, you're right, Sam. With the way these teams played, this CIF title could have gone to either one of them. Credit Coach Halpert and his boys. It looked like they were going to win this game. They were in control a lot of the game, but a late fight from Murrieta Mesa and the boys in extra innings. We talked about it, a season of destiny. First time winning league, first time in the playoffs. And to be in this game and to win it in the bottom of 10, this will be something that is talked about on this campus and in the community for years and years to come. No one will ever be able to take away the first championship for Murrieta Mesa in baseball and in any sport.
An incredible story and an incredible season, and it comes to a close. We want to send a big thank you out to our wonderful crew led by Nick Visker.
Yes.
They've been working all day long here in San Bernardino, braving the heat. They were outstanding. Big thank you to each and every one of them for a great night. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. For my broadcast partner, Chris Ricks, I'm Sam Farber. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to talk to you here tonight. Your final score in the final game of the 2016 Ford CIF Southern Section Championship baseball season at D1. Murrieta Mesa defeats Harvard Westlake 3-2 in 10 innings. You've been watching CIF Southern Section Championship Baseball on Fox Sports Prep Zone.